Welcome to day one, our 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today we dive into the life of Marie Laveau, the legendary voodoo queen of New Orleans. Marie was born in 1801. She was a free colored woman who became a huge figure in New Orleans, in the social aspect and in the spiritual aspect. She was a skilled hairdresser that owned her own beauty salon, where she catered to the elites. Throughout her work, she gained access to the private lives and secrets of the wealthy, which she later used to enhance her reputation as a powerful spiritual advisor. Marie was actually a Catholic. I bet y'all didn't know that. She blended that up with African spiritual practices. Synchronism allowed her to connect with a wide, diverse range of individuals, further solidifying her influence. All her clientele was influential people. Politicians, businessmen, they sought her counsel for professional and personal matters, entrusting her with the most intimate secrets. Even though Marie was huge, like a big, say, star at the time, she lived pretty modestly. She resided in a small cottage, I think out of St. Anne Street, where she continued her spiritual practices and community work until about 1881, till her death. Legacy was immortalized in pop culture. You see many pictures of Marie everywhere, depictions, because nobody really knows what she looks like. Even Angela Bassett played her in American Horror Story. I believe it was Coven, right? Bringing her story to a new generation. I just don't like the fact, I just didn't like how they depicted her. Marie wasn't evil or manipulative. Angela Bassett was only on their side till like it was necessary for her, till it aligned with her agenda. But Marie was nothing like that. But you know, in all stories, there's only a little bit of truth. I guess we can't take too offense of it. Yeah, she was more like seen like a savior, and this show was a little bit different. While they said Marie passed away in 1881, the people of this city, you can ask them yourself. They said that's not true. And also that tomb that she's said to be in there, everybody knows in New Orleans, she's not in there. So all those tours you guys going to, and you guys giving offerings, flowers, gifts, that's all nice, but she's not in there. The whispers are Marie still might be alive and possibly still owning a beauty salon in New Orleans and still doing her work in the community. Just a little bit quietly. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I have some supporters from Marie's line. Their last name changed, of course, but very nice people to this day. Great people, but they all do look very enchanted, if you know what I mean. Beautiful family. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. And of course, follow me, because I know you didn't do that yet. I'll be back every day with a brand new witch. But y'all know we had to start with one of the biggest. Big Marie, not the little one. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I don't know nothing. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And make sure you follow me. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Welcome back, gang. This is day 2 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Y'all know I hate long intros. Y'all already see who it is. So let's just get right into it. Today we are diving into one of the most powerful witches in modern TV and film today. Bonnie Renee Bennett. I made up the Renee part. I just thought it sounded better. I'm sorry, y'all. So Bonnie is from the Vampire Diaries if you have never watched. Bonnie is portrayed by Hollywood actress Kat Graham. Shout out to Kat Graham. Bonnie was more than just a side character. She was supposed to be one of the main characters. And they say in the show she is, but how they treated her and how the storylines went, even the photo shoots, she wasn't a main character. And y'all producers and creators, y'all not just gonna play in our face and lie. But all right, let me cook. Let me get there. Bonnie literally carried the weight of the supernatural world on her shoulders. Like she deadass became an anchor to the other side in our world. That's a lot to deal with. When the vampires, doppelgangers, originals, werewolves, all of them, when they need saving, you know who does it? This young lady, Bonnie Bennett saves them every time. And she paid the biggest price out of anybody every single time she did it. She literally lost her grandmother the first season trying to save her friends. So Bonnie comes from a long line of Bennett witches, deeply connected to nature and like the overall balance of magic. Throughout this series, Bonnie done mastered some of the biggest spells, even the ones that could take down the most ancient vampires. Bonnie could open portals between worlds and even bring people back to life. But every gift comes with a sacrifice, and it was usually hers. Bonnie was the most powerful person on the entire series. Did she get credit for that? No. Did they treat her like that? No. Representation matters. So for all the black and brown kids like me growing up, y'all could have did better with this character. We definitely read in between the lines, and y'all just didn't want the black girl to be that main character. But what they couldn't stop was Cat Graham. She eats up every role and every job. You couldn't stop her. She was the biggest. Not to mention, Bonbon is beautiful, but she wasn't portrayed to be like that. The creators wanted us to all love Elena, Catherine, which is the same damn person, or even bleach blonde Caroline. They gave Bonnie all type of bad wigs. The fits weren't really fit. And I just feel like as a black girl, you can tell a white person wrote her character. Cat Graham tried her best, but y'all was showing yourself through her character. Especially Cat Graham on a regular day. Cat Graham is that girl. Everybody that knows Cat Graham knows she's coming with the looks, the style, her professionalism. The face card ain't never declined. She really should have been the biggest, baddest witch in the show. Body T. So if y'all see this lady like this all the time, right? I'm growing up seeing her on every red carpet eating. And to see y'all kind of just throw her together in a little blouse, unplucked wig, it's just crazy. Y'all should let Kat and her team help y'all with Bonnie's overall look. Because it was like cringy at some point. Bonnie just wasn't a witch. She was literally the heart of this show. So I don't know why she wasn't paid more. Why some of those photo shoots she's not there. Or she's not front and center. She literally was dating the biggest star, Ian Somerhalder, on this. And y'all like didn't even, what? Y'all literally treated her like background. I'm so serious. I feel like she was unappreciative, and there's a lot of people that felt like that. Damon and Stefan are chasing love, immortality, all type of toxic shit they got going on. Bonnie's the only one holding it down. Bonnie literally was keeping the veils between the worlds collapsing, while every other character is selfishly running around doing dumb shit. Did they even bring her back for the spinoffs, originals, or legacies? I mean, if I was her, I probably wouldn't even come back either. Y'all didn't care about this girl. On top of it, she's literally reading spells, putting her own life in danger and spirit, written by the writers. And they are spells that are pulled from real, you know what I mean? So who knows what Cat Graham could have been summoning and calling? Because the writers basically laughed it off when it was brought up to them. A woman from New Orleans literally messaged them, wrote them and said, hey, y'all need to stop with this. These are actual real spells you guys are using. I don't know where you guys found them, but you're using them wrong, and a lot of dangerous things could happen. They kind of just laughed it off. That's why the show was canceled. What makes Bonnie so iconic, it's not just her powers, but it was more of her resilience. She died more than once. She had a lot of issues behind the scenes as well, I heard. She crossed over to the other side in the show, faced the darkness of hellfire, and still came back stronger each time. She literally lost her magic at some point in the show, and that wasn't keeping Lil Bonbon down. Bonnie a real one, y'all. She often stood alone and carried all these burdens. Elena and Caroline, that was supposed to be her best friends, yeah, no. They wouldn't have been my friends. They ain't real friends. When it was time for Bonnie to need them, they was nowhere around. But she always was there when they needed them. Emotionally, spiritually, any type of scene, like, you know, if it was their personal life, supernatural life, it didn't matter. She always had their back. That's a real one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Bonbon. Shout out to Cat Graham. I think she did an amazing job. She literally did the best that she could work with, because these people were really playing in her face, and she didn't have to say it, but we know. So Cat, if you ever see this, we love you, we appreciate you, and thank you. I'm Folklore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes only. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I don't think I need to say that, but still. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to follow me, and I'm going to call you guys back with the next witch tomorrow. Welcome back, gang. This is day 3 of my 31 Black Witches of Halloween series. So let's talk about one of my ancestors. Yes, I come from her direct line. We'll talk about that in another video. This is Tituba, the first witch of Salem. If you ever heard about Salem witch trials, you should have heard of her name. But what you guys may not know is her story been twisted for centuries. Some history books claim that she was Arawak, but that's not true. At that time, all the Arawaks been wiped out. She was an indigenous woman of the Caribbean, with African ancestry, of course. She was captured and enslaved. She was sold out of Barbados. But it's said that she comes from the Guyana, Venezuela area, more borderline and more closer to Guyana in South America, which makes sense of why they said she's an indigenous Caribbean woman. Those islands in the Caribbean already speak English. So that's why she was able to go to Salem and where all this shit goes nuts. So most slaves at this time, especially indigenous women that come out the Caribbean, they were used as domestic slaves. So cooking, cleaning, raising the children, that type shit. But Tituba, she carried African and Caribbean knowledge passed down to her. Most likely learned from the shamans in our area or the great spiritual women also. Do y'all know shamans exist still? Yes, they're still teaching, they still follow a path, and they have many spiritual practices. Some of them more normal today, but back then, it definitely looked crazy to people. It probably scared them. Her enslavers knew where she came from and knew exactly what she was. They definitely exploited her and used her. When Abigail and them other girls all was convulsing, crying, and lying and doing all that shit they was doing, they knew exactly what they was doing. They was definitely trying to set her up. So allegedly, when she was arrested, she gave a confession. But it wasn't what people think. They lied and twisted stories. She more of basically said she taught them, how to do herbs for sicknesses, for strength. She showed them how to protect themselves, how to pray, very normal things. But I'm assuming back in the days, if you seen a black person crushing something up, putting some hot water in it and giving you to drink, it probably did look crazy. But nowadays it's just tea, you feel me? So yeah, they lied and twisted that story so she can sound and look a little bit more crazy and demonic, which she was far from that. She never signed her soul to no devil. She never made no pact. Cap. It's all lies. Instead, she told stories about spirits, rituals, practices, just like an African system. She still believed in God, y'all. But of course, the court twisted up her words and tried to have evidence of Satan's work. Supposedly 150 people got arrested and about 19 executions. But she was never executed. Interestingly enough, she survived the trials. She was the first accused, but the first and last probably survivor. Here's what's interesting. After months in prison, a Caucasian man came and bailed her out. And I'm shocked. Y'all telling me in the 1600s, a white man bails out a black woman and y'all let them go scot-free? Yeah, she did some type of work. She did something to get out of that. Then she disappears from history, y'all. I mean, to you guys, she disappeared. But I know exactly where she went. She continued her life, her family, and her work. And this is another woman. You guys really don't know what she looks like. So just easy for her to go undetected and just continue to live her life. Very much like Marie Laveau. No records of her death. No record of her life after Salem. So that just leaves the chance she still might be around. Her line goes very far. She has a lot of children, a lot of great children, great. It goes on and on and on. And of course, we know about glamours. Yes, glamour spells are a real thing. Why do you think some witches look so beautiful? Don't tell them I told you that. She's been in a couple shows and movies, depictions of her. I didn't watch this one. So if y'all seen this one, let me know how she did. And they even mentioned her in an American Horror Story.
Everything you got from us. Tituba, voodoo slave girl who graced us with her black magic.
Shut up.
She couldn't tell a love potion from a recipe for chocolate chip cookies if she had to read it. You made her a slave.
Exactly.
Before that, she came from a great tribe, the Arawak. She learned the secrets of the other side from a 2,000-year-old line of shamans, necromancy. She gave it to your girls of Salem. A gift repaid with betrayal. Please, you want to tell me that some illiterate voodoo slave girl gave me my crown? But maybe you haven't heard the news about civilization starting in there.
If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Like, comment, subscribe. You already know all that part. But more importantly, follow me. I know you watched this whole video and you didn't do that yet. What's up with that? Come on, trying to keep this series going. And as always, guys, this only for entertainment purposes only. This is all allegedly and hypothetically speaking. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for the next witch. Don't forget to sub up to my channels, Cube Oxley and Cube of Lore. Not to mention I stream every day. So come over, come chat about some of this. Cube Oxley. It's in the bio. Go ahead. Welcome back, gang. This is 31 Witches of Halloween. Today we'll be discussing Guardian of the Watchtower of the West herself, Rochelle Zimmerman. So 1996, The Craft was one of its biggest movies at this time. I wasn't watching around this time. I was clearly a baby, really small, but I watched it years and years later and it's still fire to this day. So Rochelle wasn't your typical mean girl witch. She was a loyal one, especially to this fool right here, Nancy. Rochelle was like a quiet storm. And honestly, she deserved better. From her friends, the writers, the producers. It seems like when it's time to depict black women in these movies and television, y'all never want to do what's right. At this point, if you're not black and brown, I don't think you should be writing a character at all, because y'all don't get it. And the crazy part about this, Rochelle wasn't even supposed to be black. And shout out to Rachel True. I feel like she bodied this role. As an actress, she did what needed to be done. So even though she bodied it, and she got a role that was made for a white girl, they added on all that racist stuff after, which is just crazy. Y'all rewrote some racist shit in. Y'all could have left us without that. So before Sarah came, Rochelle, Bonnie, and Nancy, they was a trio, and they had a bad reputation at school. People whispered that they were witches and devil worshippers. They was outsiders, but they didn't let anybody in as well. So the people were outsiders as well to them. Rochelle herself, she was on the swim team. She was pretty decent, but she wasn't like a popular girl. They didn't accept her in like, the swim team and jock cliques. She was graceful, focused, determined, but a little bit of a follower. In her defense, she was the only black girl at her school as well as in her neighborhood. And I'm assuming she was like biracial. One parent was black, the other one was white. That's why representation is important. Y'all gotta have your kids around their people. No matter what you are, if they're black, let them be around black folks. I'm just saying. So Rochelle dealt with constant racism from one of the more popular girls at school too, Laura ass. Yeah, y'all remember Laura? Laura told her she didn't like her because she was black and even mocked her hair, calling it a pube. Now Laura, you know we ain't never forget that. We're never gonna forgive you. I don't care if you was a character at all. I know you had to deal with that your whole entire life. Great actress. She played a racist very well. Yeah, clearly I can see it stings to this day. But funny thing about it, Rochelle never lost her composure. Me, I would have just straight crashed out. I grew up with all kind of kids in high school, and they know they couldn't talk to me any type of way. Since she invoked Guardian of the Watchtower of the West, representing water and intuition, her element flowed with like emotion, cleansing, and definitely like reflection I seen. When they performed that ritual, each girl brought a living sacrifice. Sarah brought a bird in a cage. Nancy brought a snake in a jar, of course. Bonnie carried a butterfly. And our girl had a clownfish in a plastic bag, representing her water element and her intuition. After that ritual, everybody's powers began to show. They were able to do like small things before, but now they're able to do big spells. The bully I was just telling you guys about, Laura, well, they take Laura's hair, braid it into Rochelle's hair, and Laura's hair starts falling out in clumps. The bully was powerless, immediately just gave her alopecia out of nowhere. But that kind of power has a price, in which Sarah knew. They didn't care about, getting their lick back and doing, they were young girls. in high school. I just think they wanted to live a better life. Nancy, I really believe she wanted to be a mistress of darkness. She wanted to be Elvira so bad. She wanted to be Morticia aesthetically. Sis, you're not part of the Addams family. It's okay. Nancy was trying too hard at some points. Like, Nance, you just need a hug, right? Aw. Nancy led them right to chaos. More of just like Bonnie and Rochelle. Not really Sarah. But Rochelle, she was loyal to a fault to this woman. Lily was her #1 follower, as well as Bonnie. But they had their own mind. That had me confused in the movie a lot. Even when Nancy turned dark, Lily just clearly as day using dark magic and black magic. Rochelle was acting like she was in a toxic couple because she still stood beside her. Sickness and health. But for most of their life, for Rochelle and Bonnie, Nancy was their only friend, the only person that would speak to them. So they felt obligated to give her their loyalty in return. If Rochelle walked away from the darkness and Nancy asked, she still would have had her powers. They trying to stop Sarah from binding them. Sarah's only doing what's right. And Sarah ended up being more powerful than all of you guys. But Rochelle's biggest tragedy is her loyalty. Her longing to belong became her complete downfall. So if you find yourself drawn to someone and their magic, remember this: power without balance always consumes. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. You already know all that part. But more importantly, follow me. Because I know you watched this whole series and video, and you still didn't follow me. How y'all expect me to be the #1 creator on here? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Make sure you guys sub up to my channels on the tube and follow on Twitch. I stream every single day. So pop up in the chat. Let's talk about some of this. And as always, it's getting a little weird out here. So make sure y'all be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Welcome to day 5, gang, of my 31 Black Witches of Halloween series. Let's talk about the Marvel witch that was bound in time, Jennifer Kale. So Jennifer started off as a cartoon witch, depicted as such. And shockingly, y'all, I never knew that. Not to mention she's Ghost Rider's cousin. I mean, I think it's fire, but I feel like nowadays, especially with television and movies, it's like cool to be black. They know they're gonna get more ratings and viewers if they make certain characters black, not all. So I'm not sure the reasoning for why changing her from white to black. Pretty random. And I'm shocked because most white people, they be mad. They be mad when y'all changing their regular character that been white forever to black. Look what happened when Little Mermaid came out. Halle could not live her life. They were trying to drag her left and right. Literally about being a Little Mermaid, saying their kids is not gonna watch it and all that. Mind you, all the kids watched it and they loved it. I never heard one kid mention her skin color. No, I'm serious. I seen videos of grown men mad. I didn't hear about Jennifer. Yeah, like I said, she wasn't a major player, but she black now. So she belongs right in my series. Also, could you guys let me know how this is gonna work? Because I know they said they were cousins, but wasn't that when they was both white? Now Jennifer is black and Ghost Rider is, I don't know, red now. Tell me how they even relation. Could y'all let me know how this relation even works? Because it's so random. Marvel y'all just be writing anything, huh? They need to hire me as a writer. I got some bars for them. Pen to paper. So Jennifer Kale isn't just a regular magic user. She's one of the most powerful witches in the Marvel Universe. Powerful, ancient, and dangerous enough that even Agatha feared her. So I believe she up there with Scarlet Witch and all that. So she originally appeared in 1972 in Fear number 11. So it is said that Jennifer, she's part of a magical current that keeps dimensions from collapsing. In the comics, Jennifer's bloodline traces back to a cult. I may be pronouncing this wrong, but the cult was Zaire Nam or Zaire Na, one of the oldest magical orders on Earth. They were the keepers of chaos magic. Long before Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, ever touched it. She inherited their secrets as well as their curse. Centuries prior, Agatha and Jennifer met, but Agatha was obsessed with power, preserving herself. But where Agatha saw control, Jennifer saw balance. You already know chaos and order, water and flame. Their rivalry ran deep. And when Jennifer's powers started to surpass Agatha's, Agatha did what any other witch threatened by another witch would do. She bounded her. In the 1920s, Agatha cast a spell of sealing on Jennifer, trapping her abilities, her essence, in like a temporary bind that would last for 100 years. Her powers didn't vanish. They were just waiting on her, like a tide that refused to stop, pulling at the shore. And now, in Agatha all along, the binding has broken. We waited all season damn near, because all of us wanted to know what Jennifer could do, what she was working with. So Jennifer only joined Agatha on the road because she was an ancient witch returning to reclaim what has been stolen from her. Jennifer's abilities go beyond what most witches in Marvels can do. Jennifer can manipulate energy, cast complex spells, move objects with her mind, summoning powers from across the dimensions. She's technically immortal. She doesn't age like a human. Her body stays young while her spirit still grows, and it's very ancient. In the comics, she worked with the Man-Thing, Ghost Rider, of course, her cousin, and Doctor Strange. She's connected to the multi-universe herself, which that's why it makes her so dangerous. But her story is way deeper than any of these cameos. And I'm talking back in the comic books as well as on television today. It's about power that cannot be controlled, only respected. Jennifer's purpose now is way bigger than revenge. She's not just coming for Agatha. She's coming to restore balance to witchkind. To remind the world that chaos and creation were born together. Yin and yang, y'all. And one can't exist without the other. And when the witch you tried to bind for centuries returns, that's not resurrection. That's a reckoning. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage in the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. You already all know all of that. But more importantly, follow me. Because I know you watched this whole video and you didn't even think about doing it yet. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, this is only for entertainment purposes. All allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Make sure y'all sub on my channel. I'm going to post all this content up there. Cube of Lore. Support a small creator. Because on there, I am a small creator. And as always, y'all, it's getting pretty weird out here. So please make sure you be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Welcome back. 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today we're going to be discussing the living voodoo doll herself, Queenie from American Horror Story, played by Gabby Sidibe. I know I usually tell y'all their whole name. The show's so disrespectful, didn't even give Queenie a full name, like middle name and last name. I may be wrong, but I did look it up. I didn't find one. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because this is the problem. Black representation. And that automatically shows me Queenie was not created by a black writer. But that's neither here or there for this video. We're just gonna give Gabby her flowers, because she did an amazing job playing this role as Queenie. Honestly, a girl with barely any acting training, she did amazing. From Precious to this show, I think Gabby did her big one, to be honest. So Queenie was so powerful in the show, pain even bowed to her. That's why they call her the human voodoo doll. But I don't think people understand. Queenie wasn't just another witch in American Horror Story. She wasn't immortal. Her story didn't end in Coven. It stretched all the way to Apocalypse. Queenie first appeared in American Horror Story Coven, a descendant of the Salem witches, but also tied to the lineage of voodoo. She was born in Detroit, raised in a pretty rough world, and discovered her magic through pain. So her power, she could harm herself to harm others. Every cut, every burn transferred directly to her enemies. That's why they call her the living voodoo doll. But Queenie wasn't evil. She used her pain to protect her coven. Her magic symbolizes resilience, the idea that a black woman have carried the world's pain for generations and still survive. At the academy, she was an outsider, the only black witch among mostly white witches descended from Salem. But when Queenie meets Marie Laveau, Angela Bassett's character, she is the queen of voodoo, so everything changes at that point. She discovers she's not just from Salem, born. She's connected to the ancient voodoo line that Marie represents. The two share bloodlines and spirit, one from a coven, one from the streets. Queenie shows compassion where others wouldn't. She helps free the tortured souls that Delphine crusty ass enslaved. But in the chaos of the witch trials and betrayal, Queenie dies at the hand of another witch, stabbed through the heart. In American Horror Story Apocalypse, we learn Queenie's soul was trapped in that hotel the whole time. Hotel Cortez, a place ruled by the ghost of James March. She was unalive there, but because of the hotel's curse, spirit was just stuck, doomed to relive death for eternity. Even the Supreme, Cordelia Good, couldn't reach her, even though they tried many times. But then Michael Landon comes. The Antichrist himself just walks in there and frees Queenie's soul. Yeah, that's right. You haven't seen it. The son of Satan. Yes. Saved a black witch from hell. I don't know where the writers were going with this, but he did. When Queenie returns, became one of the most powerful witches alive. Resurrected, untouchable, and very aware that she already conquered death. Queenie's story is more than horror. It's survival. I saw my girl made it out the trenches. She was frying her hand up in the batter in Detroit, and then she rose to the ranks to full-blown powerful witch. Really getting active and fighting many people. She was slapping people that slap them, cutting up people, cutting herself to cut people up. She was getting active. Queenie was running fades. I couldn't just take her down. She represents the pain, power, and rebirth of black magic across generations. Not to confuse with dark magic. Black magic for black people. Dark magic, evil. Just putting it out there because I already know y'all about to jump in the comments. She was just a modern witch descended from two worlds, Salem and voodoo, who literally transcended death. So next time someone tells you witches aren't real, remind them some of us never die. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. You already know all that. But more importantly, follow me. Because you watched this whole video and you didn't even think about doing it. How do you guys expect me to grow as a creator? What? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes only. This is all alleged and hypothetically speaking. I don't want no problems. All these videos will be up on my channel. If you guys want a good binge watch, Cube of Lore is my supernatural channel. CUBEOFLORE. Then Cube Oxley is my regular channel for everything else. I stream every day as well. Same name, Cube Oxley. Y'all see it in the bio. And my name, Lily, at the top. Hop in the stream. Come, let's chat about some of this. Don't be shy. I don't bite. All right, I'm gonna call y'all back later. But please, make sure y'all be careful out here. It's getting weird. No, I'm serious. Be careful. Are you listening to me? Be careful. Welcome back, gang. This is day 8 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Doing a little change of pace today. So we are going to be doing a warlock, a male witch. And shout out to Chance Perdomo. Rest in peace. He passed away at 27 and he did an amazing job at this role. His life was too short. He was in Sabrina, which is what we'll be talking about today, as well as Gen X. He also had powers in that show. Check that out if you get a chance. Rest in peace, Chance. They say time is the ultimate prison. For Ambrose Spellman, it literally was. A warlock so powerful that even the Church of Night had to lock him away. Not because he was evil or anything like that, but because he knew too much. Sounds like a lot that's going on today. Ambrose Spellman first appeared in the chilling adventures of Sabrina used to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and it's just way darker now. More for adults, not for kids anymore. The first couple episodes throw you off with all the Satan worshiping and all that, but keep going, it gets better if you haven't watched it yet. So Ambrose is Sabrina's cousin, mentor, and sometimes co-conspirator. But behind his charm and sarcasm was a cursed old soul. Ambrose was once part of the Church of Night, a secret society of witches who served the Dark Lord. But after plotting to blow up the Vatican, yes, the actual Vatican, he was caught and sentenced to house arrest for over 75 years. So at this point, Ambrose is about 134. They stripped him of his freedom, but couldn't strip him of his magic. He became a scholar for the forbidden. Sounds like somebody else we know, right? From summoning spirits, mastering necromancy, and studying cosmic magic that most witches fear. Ambrose wasn't just a warlock. He was a universal magician. His powers include astral projection, resurrection rituals, spell bindings, and like I mentioned earlier, necromancy. He can separate his soul from his body, communicate with the dead, and manipulate energy. Because he's been alive for centuries, Ambrose also holds ancient knowledge. Everything from Greco to Egyptian spellcraft to infernal demonology. Witch lore, that kind of knowledge makes you very dangerous. But his immortality wasn't a blessing. It was a sentence. Ambrose watched generations at this point live, love, and die while he remained trapped in the same house with his aunties. I feel like Ambrose's humanity is what made him unforgettable in this series. The man was extremely loyal, almost to a fault. Sabrina was constantly getting him into shit. I'd have been cut her off, niece or not. He literally guided Sabrina through mortal chaos, which got nothing to do with him. He taught her dark arts and reminded her that power without love leads to madness. It's so funny. He had lovers come and go in the show, including Prudence as one of them, but his loyalty stayed with that Spellman family. He was not switching up on them for nothing or for nobody, even when it cost him everything. In the later seasons, when the world starts collapsing, Ambrose became a kind of guardian of like balance. He worked with both light and dark. Ambrose mastered the art of temporal resurrection, basically bending the laws of life and death to keep reality from collapsing. By the end, he survives when even gods and demons fall. Ambrose just reminds you that knowledge is the real power, if you know what I'm saying. And isolation comes at a price. If you like content like this, go ahead and engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know all that. But more importantly, follow me. Because how you watch this whole video and you didn't even, what? Like, how am I supposed to grow as a creator? Like, what? I know you didn't. I know. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Did y'all like Ambrose? Did y'all not like him? I didn't hate how the writers wrote him. Y'all know most of the time, I hate how the writers write black characters. But I didn't mind how they wrote him. He could have been a little more powerful. I'm saying like more action scenes. Should a little more BTA. Belt to ass. And as always, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Don't forget to sub up to my channels, Cube of Lore, and my Cube Oxley channel. I stream every single day as well, so let me know if you want to jump in the chat and conversate about some of this. Alright, I'm going to call y'all back later. But y'all know it's getting weird out here, so be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Welcome back, and this is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, Day 8. The real Day 8. I realized I said Day 8 in the last video when it's really Day 7. I was clearly thinking in the future, but yeah, today's the 8th, so this is really the 8th. Today, we're going to be discussing Big Prue, not Hallowell, but Blackwood. Prudence Blackwood from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Prudence was raised at the Academy of Unseen Arts. She was an orphan, abandoned, and hungry to just belong. If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert. Her father, on the low, happened to be the high priest of the Church of Night. Her father was Faustus. She ended up hunting his ass down at some point, but yeah, y'all gotta watch it. If you haven't watched it, I don't want to give away too much. Same man that built his empire off power discarded her and treated her like she was nothing. At first, y'all, I didn't like Prudence's character. I'm sorry, Tati's character, Prudence. But she grew on me. I think that was for everybody. I'm happy she didn't say the quote-unquote villain, because I thought that was crazy in the beginning. I'm happy her character made a little bit of a 360. Prudence is magic. She's very sharp at her skill, like razor sharp. If you watch her, she had mastered enchantments, curse, ritual blood magic. She knew how to command legions of spirits, bending death to her will, using ancient craft. Even other witches feared crossing her, because Prudence never strikes twice. She strikes once and it's clean. That's not her greatest ability. Her spells and her powers, it's her mind. She's very intelligent. She's very intellectual. Like, if you pay attention and watch the series, her mind is out of this world, actually. She reads people like tarot. Every move she makes is calculated, but with a little bit of elegance in there. But it usually ends up fatal. Yep. There was a moment in the series she turned from follower to leader, and I feel like that changed the whole game for Prudence. Stop listening to others, the higher ups. You know what I'm talking about? Not to mention, sis was fly. Definitely had the fit. Come on, finger wave. Later on, when she discovers about her bloodline, she teams up with Ambrose, which I did him in my last video. Didn't go watch that? Go check it out. Ambrose is Lily Day 7. You see a full evolution of her during this time period, as well as for Ambrose as well too. But even they using swords. I don't think she was using swords up till this point. Sis always had that thing on her. The child of a betrayer becomes a master of destiny. Together, they hunt down Father Blackwood, the man who made her. She faces him with no fears, no mercy, just justice. Ain't no scorn like a witch's scorn. Every trial, exile, heartbreak, loss. Prudence never broke once, even when her sisters fell, even when her faith was shattered. She rebuilt herself every single time. This is a very strong character, because witches like her aren't created by magic. They're forged through tough life experiences. There is no testimony without a test. Don't forget that, y'all. Prudence is definitely proof that you can rise from rejection and rule just as elegant as she did. Let's leave out the vengeance part. And in the shadows of Greendale, she's the witch who rewrote her fate. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. I'm Cube of Lore. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe, all that. And if you're new here, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But why would you watch this whole video and didn't even follow me or think about following? You wasn't gonna do it. Don't. Just because I said something. I love all of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. And as always, it's for entertainment purposes only, hypothetically and allegedly speaking. And guys, I wanted to hear a little bit more about these three. I like this storyline. What y'all think? I mean, I know she was bearing Sam D on the low, but yeah, I wanted to see a little bit more. I love this bond of three black witches linking up. Yeah. Shout out to Tati. Did an amazing job. Really appreciate you and Chan. I can't wait to see what you have in the future. RIP to Chan. I'll catch y'all tomorrow with the next witch. She started her life in chains and ended up walking with the gods. Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And this is day 9. This is Annette, the Iron Witch. Annette started her life. So Castlevania Nocturnal is a fictional series that pulls from real history and real spiritual traditions. So Annette is from modern day Haiti, before they called it Haiti. Was it pronounced Saint Domingue, Saint Dominique? That wouldn't make sense. We do have a Dominique already. Or Dominica. Y'all let me know in the comments. I don't know how it's pronounced. Yeah, she worked on a plantation in the sugarcane fields. Her people were taken from West Africa and forced into the Caribbean. Her ancestors worshiped spirits called Orishas, or Orisha. I don't know why I added the S at the end. One of them, Ogun, is the god of iron. The real Hephaestus before they created Hephaestus, and mixed with a little Aries. So Ogun is the god of iron, tool, and war. Ogun is the spiritual father of anyone who commands metal. They tried many times on this plantation to break her. They told them they couldn't sing, chant, pray, nothing they had from back home. Annette learned to use the very iron that bounds her, the chains. She was able to bend it like living metal to form blades or whatever weapon she wanted. Annette's parents believed in all their Yoruba practices, but literally their slave owner knew about their powers, knew about their ability, so that's why they wanted them to forget. They even branded the fleur-de-lis on them. Nowadays it's seen as like a sign of power and strength, but they were branding it on them. And on top of it, the slave masters were vampires, and they needed them to work in the sugarcane fields in the day, so they make money, they make a living for themselves. They were still rich, wealthy men, but they couldn't come out in the day like that. Very interesting, right? So Annette actually escapes one night. She doesn't just run. Annette fights back every time. Turned the plantation's instruments to weapons of her choice, like the gates, the chain. She was doing her big one. But a man that thought he owned her left him begging, y'all. But she didn't give him no mercy. He didn't deserve it. He unalived her parents and everything. After escaping through the swamps and cities that now have become Louisiana, Annette meets her spirit guide, Papa Legba. If you don't know who Papa is, you might have even seen him in a dream. Think of Papa as a door opener. Stands at the crossroads between living and death. He helps people speak to their ancestors, open spiritual paths, and get help from the spiritual world. I like to leave a glass of water for Papa at my altar. Use the water as a gateway. Ask him to let your ancestors come through to guide you and help you. It's a little tip and trick if you guys want to try. Papa teaches her how to use her sacred vives. Call on her ancestors, move through worlds. You see Annette try this multiple times in the show. She fails a few times, but you see her getting closer and closer. She's just trying to figure it out. At some point, she can't hear the ancestors till she really opens up her ears, her heart, her soul, her spirit, third eye, everything, y'all. In simple terms, Papa teaches her how to talk to spirits that even may help her fight and win battles. Papa is the gatekeeper of the spiritual world. If you haven't seen this before, I'm sure you're wondering what Annette can do. She has elemental powers as well as she uses ancestral magic as well. Commands metal, like I told y'all before. So chain, nail, sword, she get active with any of those. They become extensions of her will. She can literally forge weapons out of nothing. Flinging iron like whips and shape armor out of thin air. Voice, her rhythm, and her songs are part of her magic too. That's why the slave master didn't want her mom, none of them singing anything. Cause y'all know we have it all in music and song. I'm not sure if they're coming out with another season, but she just gets more powerful each season, y'all. Shout out to Annette. Representation matters. My girl even got locked, and they're just starter locked. So obviously she gonna be going through a locked journey. Whoever created Annette, shout out to them. Annette started off like this. Before I was even born, this was Annette. You ever made her like this? Shout out to you. At the height of Annette's struggles against the oppressors, dark vampire, and just every creature, human, and entity after her during this show, Annette is touched by Sekhmet. Sekhmet is the Egyptian lion goddess of war, healing, and righteous fury. In the show, that influence doesn't make Annette suddenly evil. It amplifies her justice. Eyes flash gold, her voice roared like thunder, and she became a living storm. Look at her locks, even her locks grew out. She became both a healer and a destroyer. I thought it was so interesting in this film. It actually has Sekhmet split up into her three parts. Her Ba, her Ka, and her Ra. Very interesting. If you don't know what the three of them are, Ba is her soul, her essence, her powers. I think that's what Annette combined it to become this. Because all three parts of Sekhmet weren't together. The Ka was her life force, the energy that drives creation. And the Ra, the divine fire of the sun, unstoppable will of the gods. Annette had to fight that lady, Lisa Beth, or whatever her name is. And then she'd been drinking Sekhmet's blood for years. They had her heart and everything. So after Annette combines with Sekhmet, she's no longer a witch. She's a vengeance goddess at that point, here to get her lick back in any way, shape, form possible. From Haiti to Louisiana, from chains to the sun, she's proof that you can't destroy a soul that remembers where it came from. Even had a man, y'all. She had some interracial dating shit going on. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Y'all like snowmen, It's cool. I wonder how their relationship will grow in the future. Because at this time in the show, racism still exists. Very much so. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think of Annette. She's definitely one of my favorite witches. She don't play that. She gonna get her lick back. She's kind. She gonna always take one for the team. Not to mention, like I said, representation matters. I done seen a lot of cosplay, a lot of girls dressed up like, and I think that's fire. We need more of this. More of this in the culture. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. You already know all that. But if you're new here, come here. Let me tell you something. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for the support. But why aren't you following me? You're gonna tell me you're gonna watch my whole video and not even try or think about supporting a struggling creator? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll catch y'all in the next video. This one is way too long already. Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today, y'all, we got a 2-for-1 special. Y'all know I hate long intros, so let's just get right into it. Day 10, the Skeleton Keys, Mama Cecile, and Papa Justify. In the deep, humid swamps of Louisiana, there's a house that holds a secret darker than death itself. Some call it haunted, but it's just not ghosts. It's something far more older and a power to match. Their names were Mama Cecile and Papa Justify. They were hoodoo practitioners who turned fear itself into immortality. Back in the early 1900s, Mama Cecile and Papa Justify worked as servants for a wealthy white family on a plantation-style estate, a little bit outside of New Orleans. But what that family didn't know was that those two weren't no regular, ordinary servants. Some say their practice was old as time itself. African-rooted magic. Born from survival, resilience, and ancestral power. Their rituals drew strength from the spirits, from earth, and from pain itself, like we've been doing for hundreds and thousands of years, with or without magic. And when the family discovers their secret, they accuse them of witchcraft, as usual. Mobs stormed their quarters, dragged them outside, and had them from trees, while children watched. But here's the twist. As their bodies swung lifeless underneath the moon, their souls escaped using an ancient hoodoo ritual. In the English language, it would be called body transference. This is a style of hoodoo that people been using. I told y'all before. That's what I think Marie Laveau been using. That's how she been living this long. While y'all saying it was her daughters, Marie could make a lump of clay into a person and transfer her soul there. Y'all don't know. There's a lot going on right in front of your eyes. Okay. Back to the story. Body transference, right? If you don't know what that is, it allows the spirit to move from body to body, stealing life through possession. You might have seen it in other shows like the Vampire Diaries and many other witchy shows. I'm not about to name all them, but yeah. So interestingly enough, this picture I have right here, they took over the bodies of 2 children. These were some of the kids that watched them being from the tree. So now they're hidden in plain sight. Years turn into decades, and they continue that same ritual. Every time they lose a host body, or it aged, or grew weak, they started moving from vessel to vessel. They became eternal, haunting the same decaying house, not as ghosts, but as living souls refusing to die. This is a crazy way to get your lick back. Imagine you do something wrong to somebody, and they come back in all different type of shapes and forms, and you never know it's them. You never know who's who. Scary. Like, y'all refuse to die? Like, what's y'all date and time, your ETA of, laying down in your nice plush coffin, going in the ground, saying your goodbyes. I don't want to live forever, so I don't be understanding stuff like this. But you don't know what these people going through. Tough times, huh? When Caroline, a hospice nurse, arrived at the house, years later, she thought she was helping an old, paralyzed man and his fragile wife. But no idea that the real souls inside those bodies were Papa Justify and Mama Cecile, waiting for their next vessel. By the time she discovers the truth, it was too late. Through mirror chant and sacred symbols, they performed the ritual again, and Caroline's body became their new home. To this day, the legend of Mama Cecile and Papa Justify reminds us sometimes the most powerful spirits don't haunt you, they become you. So what I want to ask y'all is, did every soul they transfer with go into their old body? I know the kids was from the tree, but what happens to those souls every time they swap with them? Do those souls not want to get their lick back? Do they not linger around? Do they not have unfinished work? Honestly, y'all, I haven't seen Skeleton Key in so long. Y'all done just started something up again. I'm probably gonna rewatch it tonight. It was that good. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest you see it. They don't make movies like this no more. The fact that this is still good today, I'm over here still nervous for Caroline. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Was Papa justified and Mama Cecile justified, or were they dead wrong? That's what they always tell y'all. There's no other wrath than a witch's wrath. Y'all stay woke, stay blessed. I'm Cube of Lore, and this is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. And if you're a new viewer, welcome back, gang. This is day 11 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Before there was Sabrina, before Bonnie, there were two twin witches who saved an entire realm with nothing but love and light. Go Twitches, go Twitches, go. Their names are Alex and Cameron Barnes, better known as the Twitches. Huge movie that came out on Disney. There was nothing like it, well, at the time. Like I said, representation matters. And we love Tia and Tamara, both born underneath the eclipse and then separated at birth, but reunited by fate. Our story begins in a magical realm called Coventry, a world born of light and shadow, ruled by the powerful queen, Miranda, their mother. The twins were born on Halloween night. They are the daughters of Miranda and King Aaron, destined to inherit ancient magic that could shape reality itself. But when this force known as the Darkness tries to consume Coventry, the royal family was torn apart. To save them, there were two protectors, Ileana and Karsh. They took the twin infants through a magical portal and placed them in separate homes in the mortal realm. One twin, Alec, grew up humble, grounded, and creative. The other twin, Cameron, lived in wealth and privilege, but she was bright, outgoing, and full of light. They were different in every way, but magic has a way of bringing souls back together. On their 21st birthday, the sisters are reunited. The moment they met, their powers were awakened. They learned that each was born with a mark, the sun and the moon, representing balance and duality. Now they got all these powers. They can control energy, bend light, and even create a new form of power when they combine their powers. But the same day they found each other, the darkness returned. Spoiler alert, the darkness is basically their uncle. She was just jealous. He just wanted their father's power, their father's wife, and the twins' power. He wanted everything. And by the end, when they sealed the darkness away, they saved Coventry, and they literally embodied the power of balance, if you get the message the movie was trying to send. Interestingly enough, am I the only one that didn't know this was a book as well? It's like a novel, and I heard it's very good. I heard it's way better than the Disney depiction. I heard Karsh and Ileana are actually cousins. Ileana's actually very smart and intelligent and not ditzy and dumb and always hungry like Disney put her. And that would make sense because they're helping to figure out what happened to their uncle, but then they're the girl's protectors. So definitely check these out if you guys get a chance. I think I will. They even get a second installment in Twitches too. Alex and Cam basically return to Coventry, older, stronger, but more divided, kind of like Tia and Tamara are in real life. They need to get back together. I don't know what's going on with that, y'all. But come on, y'all are twins. They haven't been close for a few years now. But y'all are our favorite twins. Y'all can't do that. I get it, you live separate lives, but come on now. So now in this movie, Cam wants to embrace her royal destiny. Alex still wants to stay grounded, connected to her real life on Earth, not go all the way to Coventry. Their powers begin to clash, new mysteries unfold, father missing, King Aaron. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on. Check it out if you get a chance, if you've never watched it. Can I just say, hear me out, y'all. For a reboot, or maybe even a little darker, more adult spin-off, more of like chilling adventures of Sabrina, Chloe and Halle, we already know they're great actors. I feel like they would body this role. Put them as some like hoodoo twin from a secret realm, hidden in plain sight. I don't know. Stay with the book, but just, Disney didn't do their big one, so somebody else got to come back. So I'm just saying, just hear me out, y'all. I think they would really kill this role, and they could just do fraternal twins. We don't really need twins. And are there really any twins out here doing their big one, like acting wise? I don't really know of any anymore. Hollywood loves twins, so They must not want to do this no more. I'll see y'all for day 12. Let me know in the comments who you think it might be, or who you might want to see in the next couple days. You never know. You might just manifest one of your favorites. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the Twitches? Are they a legendary staple of the Black Witch community? Let me know, 'cause I gave them a spot. Only 31 spots on this list. When Halloween is done, that's it. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe. You already know the deal. And if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching the video. Well, why don't you follow me yet? You watched this whole video, you enjoyed the whole video, but you don't care for me as a creator. You don't care about me growing. I love you all, and I appreciate you all. Don't forget, I have my channels up on the tube. Content is going up daily, so sub up. And don't forget, this is for entertainment purposes only. So allegedly, hypothetically speaking, of course. I'll see y'all in day 12. What's up, gang? Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Very, very highly requested. We're doing Eve's Bayou today. Moselle Baptiste in the deep south, where the air hums with secrets and the bayou whispers to the dead. Magic doesn't hide, it breathes through generations. And no story captures that better than the Baptiste family. Women bound by blood, love, and sight beyond sight was the women of the Baptiste family. Moselle Baptiste Delacroix, he's the cool auntie, confidant, a sounding board for the other family members. She also was a seer, the witch of Eve's Bayou. So basically, long ago in Louisiana, in the bayou, a slave woman helped John Baptiste, a slave owner, when he was sick and damn near on his deathbed. Her name was Eve. The slave woman Eve helped him, got him all right, got him together, basically using herbs, teas. He was so grateful, y'all. He gave her a whole bayou. I don't know if he bought it for her. From my understanding, he gave it to her. I'm like, how you gonna give somebody something that's not yours? Anyway, but I'm wondering, did great-great-grandma Eve give him more than herbs? Because guess what? After that, he was in love with her. He married her. That's where this line of Baptiste Creole witch energy comes from. They all grew up there. It's basically their land. Indigenous, ancient, powerful land. And it started with Eve and John Baptiste. And they're all the descendants of them. Everybody has a little, witchy thing about them. But Moselle, definitely the most powerful on the show. I'm sorry, movie. Moselle comes from a line of women that can see beyond sight. Moselle inherited all these gifts, but it also came with a curse. Every man she's ever loved has met tragedy. Her visions show her everything before it's happening, even death. But Moselle can't see her own. Can't see her own future, or if somebody's entwined with her future, like one of her husbands. Yeah, no. During the film, she been through 3. She had one more at the end that knew he was gonna be unalived at some point, but they didn't care. They just was loving on each other. And Moselle was bad. Effie was a witch baddie. All her little fits, her dresses, little heels, her outfit. She was eating. Moselle didn't have powers like fire or lightning. It was revelation. She could see beyond those lines, beyond flesh, into the memories that shape souls. She would just ask you, give me your hand. And if you knew, you gave her your hand, she'd know everything she needed to know about you. When her niece, Eve, inherited those same gifts, Moselle kind of became her guide. She was already a cool auntie. They already had a great connection and bond, very, very close, and they were very similar in personalities. She was teaching her magic. She would let her sit in when the clients would come over and listen to the whole conversation. I feel like that's super personal. You had that little girl, Moselle, listen to all these grown folks' personal information, who cheating on them, who's on the live and who's on rugs. Yeah, one of the mamas, her son was in Detroit on rugs. I said, damn, Moselle. Moselle saw the need on everything. But magic, without understanding, is dangerous, definitely for this little one. Because she done got into all type of things. If you didn't watch the movie yet, I advise you to watch it before I ruin it for you. But Moselle and Eve, they were basically main characters, but it wasn't really treated like that. They were not on the cover of the movie like Samuel and Auntie Lynn. This movie explores how memory, trauma, and ancestry are all forms of magic, forces that can heal or haunt. Moselle's visions blur the line between the supernatural and the physiological, reminding us that sometimes the realest magic is knowing yourself. But she looked at Eve and said, you're special, see things. It's not just a gift, it's a warning. Because once you open up that eye, you can never close it again. Moselle Baptiste stands among great witches in this series. Not because she can cast spells, but because she sees. Her gifts are inheritance of survival, womanhood, and bloodline magic. She's the heart of Eve's Bayou. Mozelle's relationship with the other characters is very, very interesting because even though Louis was her brother, Louis was a Baptiste, she had Roz back. Like that was her sister. Like they were gang. I respected that. She seen her brother doing wrong to everybody. Question, y'all. So do y'all remember the lady he went to go visit, the older lady, and he hugged her before he left? He was doing like a house call or something. After he left, he took out the juju bag out of her shirt, the hex bag. Do y'all remember that? Somebody in the comments gotta explain that to me. Cause wait, was he cursed? Was he hexed? And why? Maddie put that on him? Lord, we'll get to Maddie in a second. And first of all, if y'all wanted to cast a woman for Samuel L. Jackson to cheat on, it wasn't Miss Lynn. She was a baddie this whole movie. And like Cicely said, that cow, Maddie, nah, that didn't make no sense. How you cheating on with her? I mean, some men will hit anything, you feel me? I'm sorry, y'all. Cicely pissed me off. I don't know what Cicely had going on. Cicely, you liked your daddy? Cicely was moving like she was jealous of her mama. Cicely cut her hair just like her mama's and everything. And I'm over here confused and lost. Cause what is going on? Even in the beginning of the movie, when they was dancing, just how Cicely and him was moving was extremely uncomfortable. I knew something was going on. The whole time, Cicely was in love with her father. What the fuck? We can't forget about Elzora. Y'all, I didn't know if I should add Elzora to this series. I'm not sure if she was a witch or not. Elzora could have been a demon, a ghost. I don't know how she was moving. Spoiler alert if you didn't see this. So Eve pays Elzora $20 to use craft on her dad to unalive him. Honestly, y'all, I think Elzora was trolling and just took that little girl money. Because we can't forget, though Eve was already powerful. She had visions, I think, in the beginning of the movie. She already had her own abilities. So when she done told Maddie's husband, she gave him that alley-oop, oh, he was going to take care of business. Crazy Louisiana Creole man. And first of all, sir, how you didn't know your wife was cheating? Maddie was moving very funny. She was gyrating, grinding. Louis Baptiste early in the beginning. Shame on you, Roz, to let that go down in your house. If my mama was around, Maddie would have had to go. You gotta go. Grandmere, he was very insightful. He had very good discernment. I think that's where Eve get it from. Eve instantly. When something seemed weird, she very much said it. She gave a look. Like in the beginning when her dad was dancing with Cicely, she like, why you don't ever dance with me? Y'all know what's my favorite part? Cicely been in the goddamn bathroom all day. Mama just be in the kitchen cutting herself. My girl started cussing, carrying on. She was sick of them. Yeah, so my girl Eve thought she was gonna get a voodoo doll and be able to control the situation. Zora said, nah, I took care of it. Yeah, his hair is inside a snake. Buried. Yeah, he's good. He's about to be unalive. I believe she laughed too. Poor Eve. You don't know what she was doing by stopping by this lady. And $20 in that time was a bag. Elzara probably didn't work for the rest of the week out there. Great movie, 10 out of 10. Journey did a great job, as well as the whole cast. She's actually still acting to this day. Just was in another supernatural series called Lovecraft Country. Very supernatural. Involves the South again. She wasn't a witch in this. She did use spells, but that didn't make the list. But I didn't want to mention it for you guys. If you guys want to go out and watch, support our girl. Yeah, y'all. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Eve's Bayou. At this point, everybody's grown. So we get a reboot. I think that'll be fire. She already started off the story being grown. Said she was 9 or 10 when she unalived her dad. So it's the perfect time to spin it back. Lovecraft Country was canceled for obvious reasons. They was telling too much. Yeah, let's bring back the Baptiste. Elzora told Ra she would be good in 3 years after that man was unalived. That was ruining her life. Drinking, cheating. Just being a weirdo. Like, you're a doctor. Have some couth. I would love to see where everybody's at. Does Cicely get powers? Does the brother still fight with Eve? If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, subscribe, all that. And if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for watching my video, for enjoying it, for supporting me. But why didn't you follow me yet? You watched this whole video, you enjoyed yourself, but you do not want to support me as a creator. That's crazy. Y'all hate me? I don't even know me. My next goal is 100,000 followers. So please engage, follow, support a young black creator. Love all you guys. I appreciate everybody. Wouldn't be doing this without y'all. Don't forget, we'll be posting all this content on my tube channels as well. We'll be up of Cube of Lore. CUBEOFLORE. As always, this is all allegedly hypothetically speaking. It's only for entertainment purposes. I'll be back tomorrow. with day 13. Did y'all notice? Day 11, I did the Twitches. I didn't even notice that till today. 1-1 with 2 witches, twins. Very interesting. All right, y'all, call me back. But make sure y'all be careful. It's getting very weird out here, so be careful. I'm serious. Be careful. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Y'all know I hate long intros, so let's just get right into it. In a world where science and magic meets, she was the bridge. Her name was Macy Vaughn. Half human, half demon, all power. She wasn't born into the Charmed Ones. She was created. So today, we will be discussing Macy from the Charmed reboot. Macy was the long-lost half-sister of Mel and Maggie, which they're right there if you guys haven't seen this before. Her mother, Marisol, found her powers at birth, hiding her prophecy that said one sister would carry demonic blood. She grew up logical, brilliant, and a woman of science. I love how they made her character. They made her smart, intelligent. I feel like the writers did a great job with her. You know, black people come in all shapes and sizes, from all type of professions, all type of walks of life. So at some point on television and film, portray us as ignorant, rude, loud, and ghetto was the farthest thing from the truth. Shit, I grew up on the Cosbys, Uncle Will, and Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince. I didn't even watch stuff like that growing up, but I started noticing the patterns in television and film. So shout out to the writers for making a black woman your lead and making her a woman of science. Black women of science, they're eating right now nowadays. Not many of them, but their brains, their minds, out of here. Y'all gotta start looking them up, start looking into this research. Anyways, let's get back into it. Macy had a PhD in genetics. So funny. She was a geneticist and barely knew anything about her own genetics. That's some funny foreshadowing. When she reunited with her sisters, the power of 3 ignited again, and all the truths came out about Macy's father, her mother, and the demon blood inside her, the most dangerous of them all. Macy's magic wasn't just inherited, it evolved, literally right in front of our eyes. Power-ups in this came fast, they came hard, and it was good. Previous charm, it took a little long to evolve the girl's powers. I like the fact that they sped things up in this one a little bit. Macy could move objects with her mind. When her demonic side awakened, she gained pyrokinesis and a few of these other ones if you guys want to sit down and read them. I'm not going to go over all of them, but y'all get it. It says evil side, demonic translation, like I already said, telekinesis, advanced telekinesis, and telekinetic energy. Not to mention pain resistance, voice manipulation, and shifting. Macy even channeled resurrection magic, bringing the dead back to life. Every time she did, it pulled her closer and closer to the abyss. Science couldn't explain her, or explain things to her at this point. Neither could magic. It was both logic and chaos, flesh and flame. Macy's biggest fights weren't against demons. It was against herself. Tempted by darkness and the intoxication of the power, it almost became what she was born to destroy. Macy was acting up for a while. She was on that with everybody. She didn't care if you was her sister, her white lighter, her friend, even her man. I won't say too much. If you guys didn't watch, still give you opportunity to go watch. The first charm at Phoebe with her dark era, but Macy, she takes it to the next level, y'all. Where everything's said and done, love, her sisters, her purpose, her heart, kept her human. She learned that being part demon didn't make her evil. It made her complete. Charmed Ones weren't chosen by fate. They were built by defiance. Macy Vaughn was the proof that even the darkness can save the light. So shout out to Macy, the witch scientist. Shout out to Madeline Mantock. I think you did an amazing job. Everyone was boo-hoo crying when this originally came out. They didn't want to see no new girls. They wanted to see their old aunties. What people seem to forget is these 3 girls, they just want to act. They just want to do their careers well. They want a legacy just like those 3 women that came before them. Do y'all understand how scary it is to do a show like this that comes almost like a cult following that stand on business about the Charmed Ones? Some of us been arguing back and forth for years about Prue and Paige, to the point we all just had to accept each other and accept both of them. I do wish we would have tried to combine some of the old storylines I know Alyssa is doing, but since Prue passed away in real life, I feel like they got to put all that drama aside and come together for this show. Even though these girls did a great job, I feel like that's why it was canceled. This fans was not connecting. And we had like 8 to 10 years to connect with that show. Y'all wanted us to connect with these girls, I feel like overnight. I did see at the end, didn't they travel to the old Charmed One's house? They tried to combine them some way, somehow, but it didn't work. I literally believe it got canceled right after that. So yeah, Netflix, bring this back with Piper, Paige. And listen, get over yourself. You're not bigger than a program, babe. This is our program. We wouldn't have this if it wasn't for us. If we wasn't watching, you wouldn't have nothing. Calm down. That's people's problem, y'all. I think they bigger than the program. So shout out to Madeline. She did a great job. Can't wait to see her in other future opportunities. This doesn't stop here, Madeline. Keep going, sis. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think they should have left Charm where it was. Do y'all like the new season they brought back? Do y'all think they should have combined them? We have been shooting to get this out before Prue had passed, because that really disturbed me. You know how weird the world is? I can see the writers AIing her into the movie or TV show to make it make sense. Because they will bring it back. They have to. The fan base is too strong. But clearly, being charmed isn't for the weak. I'm Folklore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, where I post a witch every day for Halloween. At the bottom of this video will be attached playlist. You guys can view all the other witches that came before this one. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, share, repost. You already know all that part. But if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching this whole video. But why would you watch this whole video and you didn't follow me? I don't understand that type of stuff. You hate me? You didn't like my content then. But what's your problem with supporting a creator? How am I supposed to build and grow? What the hell? Quick little crash out. I love all of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, it's only for entertainment purposes, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. You get into my content over on the tube, 2 channels. So sub up. Also, I stream every day. So come jump in the chat. Let's talk about some of this. I want to communicate with y'all. All right, y'all. Till the next video. Y'all be careful out there. I'm serious. Be careful. You think I'm playing? I'm not. Be careful. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. It is day 14. We are going to be talking about Roz Walker, the cunning witch. In the cursed town of Greendale, a place where witches walk the night, demons hide in plain sight, one girl saw it all before she understood what she was seeing. And of course, that is Roz Walker from the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Roz wasn't raised around spells or blood pact or even dark baptism like Sabrina. She was just a preacher's daughter. Very intelligent, extremely loyal, just trying to survive high school in a town haunted by magic. But there's something different about Roz. She can see things. Flashes of the past, the truth behind people's faces, the shadows no one else sees. Her grandmother, she called it the cunning, an old gift that skipped generations, passed down through the Walker women. But that sight came at a cost. Blindness. Each woman who carried it eventually lost their vision. The light traded for insight. Roz's whole life changed when she became friends with Sabrina's spellman. At first, she didn't know Sabrina was a witch. She just thought she was her fearless best friend. Bold, courageous, always pushing against the rules. You know, just a regular rebel. But as the supernatural world started to bleed right into Greendale, Roz's gift became a curse and a weapon. She started seeing the truth behind the Church of Night. Behind the horrors, Sabrina was fighting. And slowly, Roz realized powers weren't random. It was ancestral. It was spiritual. When Mambo Marie pulled up, she's a high priestess of Loa, but it really wasn't her the whole time. It was Baron Samdi the whole time. Anyway, she saw a divine spark in Roz almost instantly. She told Roz, the curse isn't a sight, child. It's a calling. Through Marie, Roz was contacted by her grandmother, who revealed her ancestors were witches, women who practiced root work, sight magic, long before Greendale was even founded. They hid their gifts under Christianity to survive slavery and prosecution, passing the cunning down through blood and prayer. In one of her most powerful moments in her journey, she tells Roz, you're meant to see, to protect, to heal, to guide. Blindness wasn't a punishment, it was protection. Keep their power hidden till the right generations could wake up. This was Roz. And I completely agree. The old generation, they're literally offended if you call them witches. But Roz's generation embrace it. So I understand, because witches were seen to be walking with the devil, dancing with him at night, all type of nonsense. Not spiritual, root workers, healers, practitioners. That's crazy. I think Roz did amazing. Loved all her arc, especially when she linked up with Prudence and them. She had her little trio going on with them and Mambo Marie. They all low key, power of 3. Yeah, this was fire. She did an amazing job as an actress. Jazz went crazy. So shout out to Jazz Sinclair, who exceeded potential for this role. Because we ain't know Roz was coming to swing like that. And Jazz Sinclair is not only known for this, she was actually a Bennett witch in 2017. Beatrice Bennett. She also played in The Boys, then led to their spin-off, Gen X, where she's actually the lead actress. She's doing amazing at it. So check it out. She also has powers and abilities on there. Might like it too. See, this is her genre. Witchy kind of stuff. This kind of actress looks good on her. So shout out to Jazz Sinclair. Because Roz couldn't have come alive without you. I don't see nobody else playing the very bookworm type girl. Then get ready to feel and get active. Nah, I'm just saying. Y'all know by the end of the series, Roz was nothing to play with. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Y'all know the deal. Like, comment, repost, all that. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you. And if you're new here, come here. I really appreciate you the most because you're new here. You're a brand new viewer. You might not ever watch my videos before, but I appreciate you. But let me ask you a question. Why would you watch this whole video? You enjoyed it. You might even loved it. Might have been your favorite character and you did not follow me yet. So y'all don't care about me as a creator. I saw my views. About 2 million of y'all on my page, but not following. Are you one of them? Damn. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, this for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll be back tomorrow with day 15. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all like Rod? Do you like how the writers wrote her? What did you think about Jazz as an actress and her powers, her ability? It all makes sense. Also, let me know who you think might be on this list. Who else do you want to see? Halfway through this series, if this was a coven, it'd be over for everybody. Welcome back, gang. We on day 15 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Let's tap into Siempre Bruja, aka Netflix Always a Witch. Carmen, the time-traveling witch from Cartagena. In the heat of the Caribbean sun, where the sea meets the ruins of colonial Cartagena. Carmen's name been whispered throughout time. Carmen's story begins in the 1600s. She was born into chains. Carmen is an Afro-Colombiana woman who was enslaved in a world that feared her beauty and her magic. But Carmen carries something ancient in her blood. When she fell in love with punk-ass Cristobal, the white son of her enslaver, he broke every law in time. Y'all know his laws against race, class, and control. And definitely around those times. That love became her death sentence. And Cristobal pissed me off because the clear reason he couldn't be with her is because she was black, a slave, and a witch. This man said that's the reasons why he loved her. What? So when his dad accused her of witchcraft, and it probably just made him more mad that they were in love, he sentenced Carmen's to burn. Yup, burning at the stake. Carmen was no ordinary witch. As those flames rise, she called out to her god, Ogun, Orisha of iron and war, Yimaya, the mother of the oceans, and Papa Legba, the keeper of the crossroads. The chains melted, the skies split, and Carmen didn't die that day. She traveled. Carmen was low-key, high-key, a time witch. When she opened up her eyes again, it wasn't 1600s anymore. It was modern day Cartagena. The same city, but about 400 years later. A new world. There were cell phones, cars, clubs, but the same exact sun and the same sea and the same shadows. Carmen was very confused at first. Carmen learned her magic was bound to time. She's been pulled forward by a very powerful coven that sees her as a weapon and a little bit of a mystery. But Carmen doesn't understand this new world at all. She's still haunted by her past, by the man she loved, by that fire when they try to unalive her. As Carmen begins to uncover her powers, she realizes there's a bridge between centuries. Between colonial magic and modern sorcery, the spells are in Yoruba, the rituals in Spanish, her heart in 2 different worlds. And when she finds the descendants of the people who enslaved her, she faces her greatest test: forgiveness or vengeance. Her ancestors appeared in her dreams, as they all do appear in ours as well, teaching her that freedom isn't just escaping chains, it's learning how to heal the soul that wore them. Throughout her journey, Carmen learns that being a witch isn't about revenge or getting your lick back. It's about survival, rebirth, and love that even time can't destroy. By the end, she's not the girl from the 1600s anymore. She's something else. A modern witch walking with wisdom from the ancestors and the power of the new world. Carmen didn't just travel through time. She carried her people's magic through it. Well, to be honest, y'all, great storyline, amazing actress, but I didn't really like this show. I thought she did amazing, and everybody else. It's just the writers. Y'all piss me off. Like Netflix, y'all need to do some pre-approving or something. Netflix knows how critical their viewers are. So I don't know why you wouldn't give us a well-crafted script. The storyline was fire. We barely have any black leads. Definitely no Latina leads in like American films. We finally got an Afro-Latina. Best of both worlds. This was supposed to make an impact. This was supposed to hit hard. And it didn't. Y'all know how Eve's Bayou or The Skeleton Key hit us? That's how hard this should have made an impact. There's not even stories like this out. Story was all over the place. And again, this goes for every country. And Netflix, if you watching this, listen up. Representation matters. If you're not black or brown, do not write black or brown characters. You don't know what it's like. And I can tell some Caucasians, maybe some people from Spain, palm colored people. Yeah, everybody had something to do with this film besides Afro-Latinas. It didn't even have to be an Afro-Latin woman. Could have been a man. But the fact that I'm black in America and she's Colombian and all our families basically went through the same thing. So the fact that y'all can't get the slavery and the storyline down at this point is crazy. So Netflix, y'all can't have Annette from Castlevania, a slave as well, a black woman eating her role, and then y'all got Carmen, almost the same, slave woman as well, black, they're both witches, and it's terrible. Again, I love the actress in it. I think she did amazing. But I feel like she was the only black person in the film, or am I tripping? I don't know, y'all. Let me know in the comments, because as I'm doing this series, I'm just realizing more and more representation really matters. So all my black and brown writers, gear up. We about to start taking over. I have a project coming out 2026, a supernatural series book. My main characters are all black and brown. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you haven't watched it, I think you should still go watch it. I liked Carmen, liked her powers. It's just, who approved this script? I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, day 15. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, share, repost, all that. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. I just want to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for watching this whole video and enjoying it. You mightn't even comment, but why didn't you follow me? Why didn't you follow me? You watched this whole story, you enjoyed it, but did not follow? Don't think I don't know this. There's 2.2 million y'all on my page. Don't follow me. Guess what? I'm not interacting with y'all no more. So if I see you commenting, I'm not responding to y'all no more, because I'm tired of y'all. So speak to yourselves. For all my supporters, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all in the comments. Y'all know I will be responding. I always respond to y'all. The rest of y'all, if you don't plan on following, don't even comment, because y'all be coming here every day to watch my video. You don't care about me as a creator. I'll catch y'all in the next video. And as always, this is only for entertainment purposes. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Don't forget to check out my tube channel. I have two. Cube of Lore, CUBEOFLORE. Then my regular Cube Oxley page, as well as my stream. It's literally attached in my name. So follow up, let's chat, let's talk, let's grow. And as always, it's getting pretty weird out here. So make sure y'all be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today we're going to be discussing the regent of the 9 Covens himself, Vincent Griffith, from the original series, which is a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries. Not to be confused with Legacies, they was trash. Deep in the heart of New Orleans, where the walls whisper and the spirits never sleep, there's one man that held balance between chaos and the divine. His name was Vincent, a witch who refused to be anyone's pawn. Vincent wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth or even a dark prophecy like the rest of them. He was born just human, a man of faith, pain, and a power that would make even the ancestors tremble. Started off as a simple witch, then he quit, then he came back, and he became the voice of the Covens. But when darkness hit New Orleans, Vincent rose. Every turn he made, they were trying to bring him down or use him as a pawn. And Vincent got his lick back a lot. A few times he would make me mad. He would piss me off during the series. That just showed me how great of an actor Yusuf Gatewood was. If you can make me mad while watching a TV show or movie and I know it's fake, you did your job. You did your big one. And me and Vincent, we had a lot of highs and lows. I'm sure the rest of you guys felt like that too with this character. If you didn't watch, I recommend you go watch originals now. See, the witches in New Orleans don't just practice magic, they inherit it. Every spell, every curse is written in their bloodline. Vincent, who was chosen by the ancestors, spirits of the dead, witches who ruled the living from beyond the grave. But that power came at a price. Became regent after Dahlia unalived the prior one. Kinda didn't have no choice. He was the next best choice and one of the most powerful witches in New Orleans. I do think he was following up on the Cammy too much. I feel like he had more feelings for her than she had of him, and he couldn't read the room. We were all like, what does he think is going on? She clearly is in love with Klaus, and Vincent is hoping, wishing on a dream and a star. I don't understand. But yes, he became regent, leader of all 9 covens. This man was responsible for protecting the city from vampires, hybrids, and even spirits. He was basically the police for the ancestors. Anything they didn't like, he was supposed to take care of it. Even if he didn't want to. There was many scenes they forced him to do something, or they shut his powers off completely if they didn't want him to do something. One thing about the ancestors, it's one band, one sound. So they all had the same message across board. And if you didn't listen, your eyes will start look like it's running with red paint. Y'all know this is TikTok. I can't use the real word. The ancestors definitely just wanted to control him. Like everybody else in this series, just wanted to use him. Most of them turned him into a weapon, which actually led to him creating the most powerful weapon. He made a brand new, original, immortal vampire spell, added on a little werewolf razzle-dazzle in there with the venomous bite, making Marcel and Vincent the most powerful in this series. That's including Vampire Diaries. I don't know, him and Bonnie are probably hand in hand. She had a regent ability as well. It was just in Mystic Fall when she absorbed all those witches that was burned and unalive, and then she could channel them. So it was almost the same vibe. In New Orleans, all the witches go to the same place and they join the ancestors. While Bonnie was probably dealing with 100, he was dealing with thousands and thousands and centuries and generations upon generations, which in actuality makes them stronger. Vincent made a vow: no more gods, no more masters, only balance. Vincent's magic wasn't about destruction. It was more about redemption. Fought to bring peace where others saw war. Even though he lost friends, he lost his son, when the city bled, Vincent stayed true, carried the burden of his people like a priest carries a confession. When the Hollow, this young lady, the ancient spirit of death, threatened to consume everything and everybody, Vincent stood all 10 toes. He just stood on business. He was in the front line, risked his life, his soul, and even his magic to seal away this evil. There was no beating her, so they just sealed her in different people's bodies, actual originals. And Hope. This isn't about them. It's about Vincent. Y'all can definitely go back and watch if you want. So Vincent never cared for like glory. He just did it for his city and the people that still believe in the city and believe in him. By the end, Vincent wasn't just another witch. He became the heart and soul of New Orleans magic. A man who understood that power isn't about control, it's about sacrifice. Vincent taught us that being a witch isn't about casting spells. It's about who protects the light when everything falls into the dark. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, day 15. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. It's like, comment, share, repost. Y'all know all that. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You watched this whole video. You enjoyed it, but you didn't follow. I'm confused. You hate me? Do you not want me to grow as a creator? Go ahead and press that follow button and stop playing with me. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about Vincent. Do y'all like him? Do y'all dislike him? Use his acting skills. I don't think y'all can knock that. I think we can all agree, amazing actor. Writing wise, he was okay. I wanted to see him more developed into a New Orleans local man. The accent could have been a little bit more thick, could have been give us a little bit more Papa Legba, a little bit more Baron Samedi, but he did great to me. My favorite storyline, the storyline with him and his wife, and that whole arc, how Rebecca ended up with the body after all of that and walk around as a black woman and really enjoying it, really rather enjoying her black body rather than her white body. Hilarious. As always, this is only for entertainment purposes, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Don't forget to sub up. I have 2 channels on the tube. Please check them out. Please support. I'm just trying to grow out here, gang. As well as my streaming app that's in my name, in my bio. You can't miss it. Pop up in the chat. Come join. Let's chat about some of this. Let me get to know you. All right, y'all. Till next time, which is tomorrow. I'm going to just call y'all back. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments. As always, as you can see, getting a little weird out here. So make sure y'all be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Our day 17 witch is the seer from the original Charm series in 1998, played by Debbie Morgan, who also played a seer in Eve's Bayou. And I also did a video on that too, so go check it out. It's in the same series below. Like, the link for the whole playlist in the series should be right here below. The seer basically carried her storyline and her arc. During season 4 and 5, one thing about Debbie, she gonna eat a role up because she wasn't a main character at all during that time, but it had to give her character some shine. And to this day, she's still one of the bigger characters in that series. We gotta give Debbie her flowers. She really bodied this role, for real, for real. So Seer's abilities was premonition, she can see future sight, very clear visions. Do they all come true? No, of course, but hers, was a little bit more powerful than Phoebe's. Glistening, which is basically a form of travels, the demons, angels, elders all did in that show. So it's a form of appearing in one place and, just traveling. So she would go from the underworld to above ground, the Hallowell sisters' house. I believe her and Cole had an apartment too, the Seer used to be at too. Seer was all up in their mix. She can create portals and has the ability to sense magic, not to mention summoning spirits and dark entities, as well as pyrokinesis, which most demons in the show had that, and voice echo. Basically showing up your face and spirit in front of somebody without being there. Very similar to astral projection. In the heart of Seer's arc, which she was only about 6-7 episodes, which is the crazy part, to make such an impact is wild. So boom, Phoebe and Cole fall in love, you already know that part, but the Seer sees it. She sees this all before it's even happening. So she knows how to manipulate the situation so she could get what she wants. What do every evil villain want? Power. Even though she was number 2, she was hanging around the upper ranks of all the demons. Her only boss was the source of all evil. She still wanted more. She was very smart. Extremely intelligent. To manipulate everybody is crazy. The wild part is that everybody trusted her, but didn't trust her at the same time. Made no sense. And she definitely played that to her advantage. She played them kids like chess, and they were playing checkers. So she sees a child, an heir in a prophecy. So she does a little whispering to Cole. He feeds doubt into him, telling him a bunch of crap about Phoebe. Just being messy. She don't love you, she using you. Something like an auntie or a mom figure, would tell their child. And I feel like he trusted her like that kind of figure. He paints visions in his head. Basically, ultimately just pushing him closer and closer towards the source. Because now remember, Cole used to be the former Balthazar, half demon, half human hybrid. Cole lived many lives in that show, Betty. I believe that was all Alyssa Milano's doing because it just gave her more storyline. Because how Alyssa Milano was the most successful one in the show, in and out the show. Like Phoebe and Alyssa successful. Like Alyssa and Phoebe were both celebrities. Phoebe had a Vice columnist, but she became big. But she started off jobless in the beginning of the show, didn't she? Alyssa changed her whole script on everybody and did not care. Alyssa, but we need our real reboot though. Whatever egos y'all got going on, y'all aren't bigger than the program. Y'all not bigger than the fans. So I need y'all to get it back together. R.I.P. Prue and Shannon. Because now we missed the opportunity. Because y'all wanted to play and take so long. Now our girl Shannon is gone. So there is no go Prue. Prue can never come back. Nobody else can play her. It's alright. We'll still take the 3 of y'all. We'll take y'all. Come on. So to Phoebe, the Seer is a mirror of all Phoebe's fears. Loss, manipulation, a future that's not hers. She plants visions into Phoebe's head. She turns Phoebe's love into a weapon and a trap at the same time. Phoebe literally watches the future unfold. But every flash the Seer gives steers her and shapes her choices. Cole is fragile, torn. Seer shows him power as validation. He makes him see his purpose as the leader of the underworld. He becomes the piece she needs for the birth prophecy. But here's the twist. The Seer can see outcomes, but not all details, which has a gift and a curse of most seers. She can nudge you, but not fully control. Phoebe chose love over the path Seer drew for her. The Seer miscalculates. And that little step has cost her everything. She pushed too far. She fed herself on visions until those visions and prophecy turned on her. The source hunger, the power grab, it devoured her. The Seer's end is classic because why did you think you could take that lady's baby? Kidnapping a child before they're even born is diabolical. or being a surrogate without consent makes no sense. I don't know, either way, this was the craziest twist of the show. I ain't never seen nobody take their baby. She literally opened up her shirt, y'all remember that? And the baby's hand was moving, the demonic baby, yeah. She was too reliant on her own visions, thinking she had this in the bag, taking all them people powers. So shout out to Debbie. She did her big one again. Anybody that watches Charm remembers her as Seer. The funny part is she's not the only Seer. There were a few couple, but I don't really remember them. I'm sure if I looked them up, I'd remember them, but it's not necessary. Our girl was actually in the Book of Shadows. I wonder if anybody has the book, like in production, Alyssa, Milano. Y'all should definitely give Debbie her page. This is fire. I would want my own page. So what y'all think of Seer? Was she one of your favorite villains of the series? I like a smart, calculated villain that's not about brute strength, you know? And her being so calculated was crazy. She was always one step ahead. We never knew what she was gonna do. We never knew her plan of taking that baby. I just assumed when Alyssa was having that baby, it was gonna be over. I said, oh, here we go. Alyssa done messed up now. Not even Balthazar's baby. This is the sword. So shout out to Debbie. She did an amazing job as always. She's actually currently right now in Beauty is Black. So check that out. I haven't gotten a chance, so let me know if it's a must watch. If you like content like this, engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, share, repost, blah, 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 blah. Y'all already know all that. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You watched the video, you enjoyed it, you vibed with me. I vibed with you. But why you didn't follow me yet? You watched this whole video and you don't want to support me as a creator? Dang, that hurts. I love all y'all. I appreciate y'all. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only, allegedly and hypothetically speaking. Don't forget, y'all, all the witches will be attached to this playlist right below. Okay? Make sure y'all check out my tube channels. I have 2 of them. Great content up there. And I stream every day. So stop by. Say hello. All right, y'all. Until next time, be careful. Welcome back, gangy. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And today we're going to be discussing Madame Zeroni, played by the legendary Eartha Kitt. She is from the movie Hole. If you haven't seen Hole, you've been living underneath a rock. First of all, the book was fire. And growing up, this book was a huge deal. Everybody read it. Everybody had it. So the fact that Disney came out with a movie, iconic. Any of y'all brought our boy from Even Stevens? Shia LaBeouf? Nah, this was iconic. I was so young at the time, I didn't even realize this is like 23 years ago now. Madame Zeroni left behind a curse that never died. When we meet her in the film, she's living in a small village, feared and respected as a fortune teller and a healer. A young man named Stanley Ilnats, which is the same name as Shia LaBeouf's character. We're talking about his ancestor, his great, came to Madame Zeroni, desperate, hopelessly in love. This random girl in the village that pays him no mind. So like all that seek magic without understanding, he asked for help. He didn't understand the price he had to pay. Madame Zeroni agreed, but with a warning. She said she'll help him win the girl, but the only deal was he had to carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain as well. Right after. So she told him to take the smallest pig. He's over here like, the smallest? Yeah, you didn't deserve nothing. But she's like, it will grow. So that little pig grew into the biggest. He took it up there. He sang the song she told him to sing every single day, which was the spell. Yeah, so all she told him to do was come and get her after. My boy did all of that, gets the pig real big, really as big as the other guy's pig. So they're the same weight and same size. So the dad didn't know who to give his daughter to. So he told her to pick. And this dummy, y'all, guy on the porch is big, nasty, and sloppy. And Stanley was like good looking, charismatic, charming. She was like, I don't know. She was like, the pigs are the same size. It's almost like she didn't see a difference between them. And what she said, I know, let's count from 1 to 10. I lost it, y'all. I was crying. Then Stanley said, you know what? Dan said, you played in my face. You know what? Y'all can have each other. Go ahead, you could take her. I would have been offended too. Like, what you mean? Pick 1 through 10. After all this work I did, carry this big old pig every day to drink some water. So after that, dummy forgot, so mad and in his feelings about the whole situation. I don't even know why he did that. Baby girl never said she was interested. Maybe she like him thick. Maybe she like a polar bear. There's ladies out there that like big dudes, so they never considered that. So my guy buys his train ticket. He jumps on the first thing smoking to America. forgot about our girl. Did not take her up the hill. Forgot all about her. That's just like people. Take what they need to take from you, then they're gone. But baby girl left a little gift behind. A curse. And that curse went for generation. Bad luck to all the Ilnats. I mean, every Ilnat suffered. Each generation have to pay his price. Centuries later, Zero, or descendant, boy with no home, no name, no family, teams up with Stanley Ilnats. Junior, or whatever they call it. I think every man in his family was named Stanley Ilnats, actually. So it's this duo again back together. Boy unknowingly carries her bloodline. He literally is the fastest to dig holes, but he's the smallest in the whole like juvenile detention center for boys, wherever this is, whatever desert. I wasn't supposed to be doing that. By the way, it was definitely child abuse. But the warden and them were looking for that treasure, as many pirates do. That's what y'all are, pirates. Wasn't meant to be found. That's why y'all didn't find it. When Zero climbs the mountain on Stanley's back, this moment is like redemption. It's a ritual. Stanley broke the spell and he didn't even know, y'all. This spell haunted both families, not just one, for over 100 years. The Zeroni curse wasn't about revenge. It's about never forgetting broken promises by those who use the powerless. Discard them when they no longer need them. Just users. Adam Zeroni was a symbol of ancestral justice, the witch who refused to be erased and whose power lived on. Reminds me a lot of Skeleton Key. They needed a lick back too. Y'all need to start doing right by people, especially melanated people. Our lick back comes centuries sometimes later. Eartha Kitt really ate this role, y'all. That laugh I played in the beginning, that scared me as a kid. Honestly, was this not a horror? I remember the lizards jumping out. That was very scary. Shout out to Kello Thomas. He did an amazing job as Zero, especially at that young age. He's still doing his thing. He's still acting. Just saw him like a month ago on Kai Cenat's stream, hosting a Blade Bay tournament. So he's good. He's chilling. He's a gamer, a streamer. He's still pretty dope. Definitely a legacy. He did say he got a chance to meet Eartha Kitt. No, they didn't get to do a scene together, but he was able to watch it at least. This is up from his IG. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Y'all remember Holes? Did you like it? Did you read the book? What you think about Eartha Kitt? She really scared me in this role. But her curse controlled basically the whole movie, which was actually fire. They had to do right by that little black boy so balance could be returned. It literally started raining, and rain in 100 years at that point. Don't forget, y'all, I'll attach the whole playlist down here with rest of the witches of the Halloween series. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes, allegedly and hypothetically speaking. So don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, repost, share. Y'all know all that. But if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for watching my whole video. I appreciate it so much. Let me ask you a question. Why would you come all the way over here, watch this whole video, enjoy it, enjoy me, and not follow me? You don't want to support me? Y'all hate me? I love all of y'all, even if you do hate me. Make sure you check out my channels on the tube. I have 2 of them, as well as I stream every day. It's right here in my bio, in my name. Alright, y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today, we're going to be talking about True Blood's favorite medium, Lafayette Reynolds, or how they pronounce in the show, Lafayette. Lafayette is the most fire chef. He's a hustler. I know he was a street pharmacist at some point, dealing in vampire blood and who knows what else. He was one of the most powerful people on the show. In a town where werewolves, vampires, and fae are normal, Lafayette stands out still. Lafayette is like a multi-faceted character in the show. I was probably way too young to be watching the show, so a lot of his character I didn't understand. But more as an adult today, I get it now. Definitely before his time for sure. And y'all, he's a 304. Don't know what that is. He's selling that thing too. And he has a rough exterior. He done whooped a few dudes in the show. I just remember Lafayette punching on them 3 dudes I ordered at the restaurant. Talking about they want a burger hold the AIDS. Some wild shit like that. Remember he uppercut one of them, sat them all back down, and told them, you gonna eat the food how I cook it. Don't forget to tip the waitress. He was honestly a troll. Before we knew what trolls was, this bad was a troll the whole time on the show. Lafayette was a medium. He had the ability to communicate with spirits, a gift that came from his ancestors and ran through his family's bloodline. Not sure why Tara didn't get that ability. Maybe she would've. She turned into a vampire, since they are cousins. Lafayette got his abilities way after in the show, like when he had his own arc. Possessed knowledge about voodoo or voodoo, using obviously regular witchcraft. He used blood as a conduit in most of his spells. So a lot of blood magic basically. Alchemy, potion making. Lafayette crafted his own potions and elixirs, often with supernatural effects, just like the V he was selling. So him and Tara shared a deep bond. His cousin, I actually did a video on her in my Black Vampire series. I could go check that out in the playlist. He will be part of the Witches series. Their relationship been tested many times, including throughout Tara's vampire transformation, which I think that was the hardest part, because Tara was unhinged, as well as Suki. They're not family, they're basically like family. He treats her just the way he treats Tara. He'll cuss her out the same way. It all comes out of a place of love. And Jesus, his romantic partner in the show. So Jesus, interestingly enough, was a brujo. And I was confused, because isn't normally brujos evil witches from Latin culture? So why were they calling him a brujo? And he wasn't really technically evil. But when he would shift with that demon mask on, using his brujo powers, that shit used to scare me as a kid. I'm not even gonna lie. So their arc, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't my favorite. I ain't watched a lot of it. I don't know why that scared me. So Lafayette doesn't even realize he have abilities till season 4, and that's when things start getting even weirder for him. Communicating with spirits like Mavis, and even him and Jesus doing a little witchcraft together. Lafayette was supposed to be a side character, but he was way more than that. He definitely was like a trailblazer. He ain't never had nobody on TV like him. He was black, he was queer, he was loud, and in all supernatural drama. His strength, resilience, and his authentic nature resonated with people, making him a standout character and fan favorite. Writers and producers had no idea he would be this big of a star and people would love him. But shout out to the actor, Nelson. Was it Nelson? It's spelled Nelson. Could be Nelson Ellis. Not sure. Let me know in the comments. Y'all probably know more than me. I'm terrible with pronouncing people's names. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what y'all think. Y'all like Lafayette? Y'all don't like him? What about him and Tara's relationship? Suki as well. Jesus, I believe that was his only partner in the show, but it was very iconic and dramatic because they both were witches, but different kind. Very confusing. All different kind of magic. This show was one for the books. And of course, the setting is Louisiana, of course, but I believe they were in Shreveport. Nobody goes to Shreveport. People in Louisiana, we know better. All type of rougarous and shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's like, comment, share. Y'all already know. But more importantly, how you watch this whole video. You love Lafayette. Probably one of your favorite characters. You didn't follow me yet. How am I supposed to keep coming with fire content if you guys just viewing my page and not supporting? Come on. Don't do me like that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll call y'all back tomorrow with the next witch as part of this series. Welcome back, gang. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, day 20. Today we're going over Jamaica's legend, Queen Nani of the Maroons. They say deep in the blue mountains of Jamaica, when the wind howls through the trees and the drums echo from hill to hill, you can still hear her name whispered, Nani. But this isn't just a rebel story, because Nani was a rebel, but more importantly, she was a witch. The 1700s was a lot for them and everybody else involved, including the British. During this time, they were enslaving Africans and bringing them to Jamaica to work on the sugar plantations. But some refused to stay in chains. They escaped into the mountains, forming secret communities called the Maroons. And the leader of this fierce group of warriors was Queen Nani herself. Born in Ghana, it said she's from the Asante tribe. Nani was no ordinary woman. She was trained in both warfares, and it's said that she practiced obia, which is an African spiritual practice mixing herbs, magic, protection, rituals, that kind of stuff. In Jamaica, she became known as Mother of the Maroons, a freedom fighter, priest, and a seer who can summon spirits of the ancestors to guide her in any battle. It's said when Nani fought, bullets couldn't touch her. Some claim she could catch them with her bare hands or even make them disappear before striking. Other abilities they said she might have, she can disappear in the forest. They said vanish like smoke to just reappear behind the enemy. Nani's base was a hidden stronghold called Nani Town, high in the Blue Hills, impossible to reach unless you were invited. So I'm sure that gave them upper hand to see the British coming from far away, and they probably had scouts in those trees. The crazy scary part is the British was so afraid of this woman. Literally, they have article in the newspaper about her powers, her abilities. I actually read one that said she bounces bullets off her buttocks sometimes. What? Y'all dragging it. Y'all reaching it. Y'all made that up. Ain't no Jamaican or African never said that. That was y'all made that up. It is said the forest they lived in seemed alive itself, protecting the people, twisting paths, and confusing soldiers who dare to follow. That sounds like some moving labyrinth type of thing, but like forest form, like a moving terrain. That's actually fire. Albeit witches do use a lot of elemental abilities, so I can see her in the forest, the earth, hand in hand. That's Gaia. That's her mother. What y'all mean? Of course she's gonna do that. Some people even said the land answered to her, that she made a pact with the ancestors, binding her spirit to the land and the island forever. By the time of her alleged death, because nobody has confirmed it, nobody was there once again, just like Marie Laveau, Tituba, there's talks about her death, but no one actually seen it or was reported. Very interesting. So she might still be in Jamaica to this day. And as you guys can see from the pictures, they don't have a real depiction of her. So she could be still walking around. So around the 1750s, around, like I said, her alleged death, Annie led her people to freedom, forcing the British to sign the peace treaty recognizing the Maroons and their independence. And even though centuries have passed, her spirit still guards those hills and protects Jamaica. So if you go up to these mountains, so when you hear rustling in the Blue Mountain Hills or drums echoing at night, remember that's not just the wind, that's Nani. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all like Nani? I think it was amazing. She basically freed about 800 or even more. She's literally a Jamaican national hero. She has a statue there still. I believe she's on the $500 bill. They don't play about that girl. They love them some Nani in Jamaica. They renamed her town Moortown, but it's still doing well. The independence stuck. Nobody bothered them. They did their big one. It's just that death story. It was never confirmed. It was never right. I need to go ask some Jamaicans that have grandparents that talk to their great-grandparents and ask them really what happened. Because people of the land probably know. Most times, this information probably coming from the British. So of course they wouldn't know. They weren't invited to her funeral. What the hell? I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, y'all already know all that. But more importantly, follow me. How could you watch this whole video, you enjoyed it, and didn't even care to follow the creator? That's wild. I will attach the playlist right below this video so you guys can have all the other videos and all the prior days and witches that came before her. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And as always, this is allegedly hypothetically speaking. This is only for entertainment purposes. And make sure, y'all, you be careful out here. No, I'm serious. Be careful. Be careful. What's up, gang? Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. It is day 21, and we got a treat for you. We have Miss Lenore Shaw, aka Esther Michelson, from the originals. In the heart of New Orleans, a city steeped in magic, there was a witch who danced on the line between life and death. Her name was Miss Lenore Shaw, a powerful, dangerous, and unforgettable witch who really played her own game. Every witch that gets himself wrapped up in Michelson business never ends well for them. So Miss Lenore started off minding her business, doing her great witch work. She had her little shop until Haley and Elijah needed her help. So Elijah actually convinced this lady to cast a spell on his mother, Esther, because she likes to jump bodies. So she will have a mark on her arm. Or the back of her hand, right? Yeah, the back of the hand. So anytime she comes back, reincarnates herself, they will know it's her, because she did it a few times at this point. Sis lived more life than a cat. So Miss Lenore got the snake out, got all her juju stuff, thought she was doing her big one on Esther. And y'all, tell me why as she's doing it, Esther jumps right in that body. Like, what? I was watching like, what in the skeleton key is going on, especially in New Orleans. And the funny part is, my girl got immediately to work. Like, okay, I got things to do. I need my kids out them vampire bodies. I need them in new bodies, preferably witches, so we can be a coven and a family, live the rest of our days in life, and die old. But ma'am, you already lived your life a few times. It's not how it works. You're talking about she got Finn and Cole on her side. She almost got Rebecca too. She set up Cammy, prepared Cammy's body for transfer and everything. And then go tell Rebecca she gonna burn her old body. Rebecca's like, no, you birthed this body. Like, it's okay, it's okay. Your beautiful soul is still there. You're good. Lenore's biggest moments came from her alliances and her betrayals. She started with an ally in Marcel, but clearly that didn't end up well either. But honestly, y'all, when she became Esther, a force to be reckoned with. Bunch of old spell, astral projection. She was doing her big one. Shout out to Miss Sonia, the actress, cause to play a small part in season 2 of the show, to be this memorable, to eat this roll up like that. Yeah. And just beautiful. Look at her, y'all. It was like a high stakes magical battle, for real, y'all. Belt to ass, y'all. BTA. Miss Lenore wasn't playing with these kids. She may not had a lot of time on screen, but her impact was undeniable. I feel like she represents the danger, intelligence, and complexity of the witch world. Just a reminder that magic isn't just about spells. It's about survival, strategies, alchemy in there, mathematics. Come on, y'all. She had a lot going on. She wanted her cake and eat it too. She wanted her whole family, including this crazy man, her baby daddy. But Miss Lenore / Esther, how you gonna cheat on your baby daddy, right? Hide it. Don't tell nobody for a while. Everybody had to find out, Klaus hates you for it. Then you bring back your whole family, including both baby daddies. And now this psycho is looking for your baby daddy number 2? Talking about, I'm gonna rip every wolf off, blah, 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 blah. Sir, give it up. Esther did not like this man like that. It probably was arranged marriage or some shit. He was just too ignorant and angry. She had me laughing in this scene. She goes, strike me. I dare you. Know you've been wanting to. Then she disappears, starts laughing, then back up here to taunt him. She was my favorite, for sure. She had everybody stressed in the show around this time. She even had Mama's boy Cole on the run. So shout out to Lenore and Sonia that plays her, and Esther. It's an overall great character. I almost forgot that 2 different people play the role. They're both great actresses. I was really believing Esther done jumped into this lady's body. And for her to never be part of this series and to jump in being a witch, like the head witch at that, and kind of running the show for a little bit, is crazy. Until they unalive her again. Poor Esther. She couldn't stay alive for the life of her. Until she come back to run that fade with her sister Dahlia. She definitely came back for that lick back. Because Dahlia was over there trying to little girl her. Let me know what you guys think in the comment about Miss Lenore. Do you remember her? Season 2 was a long time ago. Did you like her? What you thought about the character? What do you think about the actress? I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like. Y'all already know all that part. But more importantly, come here. You watched this whole video and you didn't even think to follow me? You don't care? You don't care about my growth as a creator? You hate me? You want to fight me? You want to beat me up? I'm confused. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully if you're new here, you'll stay. And as always, this is only for entertainment purposes. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll see y'all in day 22. And as always, be careful out here. Be careful. I'm serious. Be careful. Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. It is day 22. We're going to be discussing a conjure woman and historical figure, Mama Moses, aka Harriet Tubman. Yep. But did y'all know Harriet Tubman was known to have visions? She said they would come from God, but she literally would fall into trances. But from the description, it could definitely be interpreted as second sight or spiritual communication. After suffering from severe head injuries as a kid, she began experiencing visions that guided her every decision. Many enslaved people believed that she had divine or spiritual protection. They said no bullet could touch her as well, and she can always feel when danger was near. They said in the 19th century, the Black communities, she was described as a seer. Harriet used ritual practices for protection and relied on what we call today root work, carrying charms, trusting omens, and following natural signs. She reportedly used a lot of herb knowledge as well. Not to mention the timing of the moon and coded spiritual songs. All things that tie into hoodoo and conjure traditions that blend West African spirituality and the Bible. Like many spiritual leaders at her time, Harriet Tubman was a Christian, faith-sounding Christian at that. Hallelujah. So they said she called her visions God's voice, guiding others through danger, sensing spirits. They called her Moses. She's also described as blessed, touched, or spirit-led. All the same terms for a conjure woman. He said she was a midwife and a healer as well. She wore many hats. All right, Harriet. Harriet lived too many lives for me, but yeah, I'm tired for her. See, y'all have to understand the African diaspora is a system. So you can be Catholic, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, Buddhism, Hindu, anything you want. I mean, I don't know if it goes that far. but I'm just saying. She was definitely calling the Holy Spirit, just like the rest of our aunties. So y'all, on them trails, sometimes during those escapes, remember I told you she was hit over the head as a child, which caused visions. They said she had like sudden like trance-like states. Sometimes she would faint, sometimes she would be falling asleep, and she's seen things before they happen. She sometimes stop on the trail during those escapes and insists everyone go hiding or change directions completely. And minutes later, slave catchers be walking right by. She once said she could see a path open up right before her. She said it as if the Lord himself showed her which way to go. People who followed her sworn she had second sight. It was something out of this world, kind of clairvoyance that in hoodoo culture would absolutely be seen by gifts from the ancestors. She would also listen to the sounds of animals that communicate with them somehow. Like a hoot of an owl was like a coded message for when it was safe to move or not. She paid attention to her dreams as well, weather shifts, and even the timing of the moon. That wasn't random superstition. In her own words, she said that during some of those visions, her spirit left her body, and she was shown things that were happening far, far away. That description is almost identical to spirit travel or some type of astral projections. They said it was impossible for slave catchers. No bullet could touch her. She was almost untouchable to them. There are accounts that she would dream people before they were unalived or receive message of when danger was coming. Did y'all know Harriet's husband, John Tubman, he was an indigenous man, a free black man from now Maryland? Yeah, he's indigenous. Very powerful family. I wouldn't play with them either. I'm not sure the exact tribes, but Harriet did pass away in 1913 on March 10th. She had a home for the aged, indigenous colored people. She founded it in New York. She said she passed away around 90 or 91. It wasn't sure of her exact birth year. She could be born between 1820, between that and 1822, so who knows. She was buried with military honors. Yes, Big Harriet, not the little one. Yes, she served during the Civil War, so the U.S. had to recognize her as a vet. Here's what's interesting, y'all. The people that would wear her when she passed said she reported seeing a light and started singing some foreign spiritual song. She had a lot of friends and family gather at her side. That's beautiful. And then she said, "I go to prepare a place for you." Aww, I love that. So the Harriet Home for the Aged, it still stands to this day. And people said the space is like peacefully charged. Great energy. They said they could feel her spirit for sure. Here's what's interesting. There's verified historical records confirming her death, but there is no public death certificate. Is there a chance Harriet could have reincarnated? She could still be around? You never know nowadays. Nothing's ridiculous no more. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. You know, like repost, save, comment, like, y'all already know all that part. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. But why would you be here through the whole video and didn't even follow me? Didn't even think about following me? You enjoyed the whole video and you enjoyed me. That's crazy. Y'all need to allow a creator to grow. All the other days will be attached in a playlist right below this video. You guys will see it, 31 Black Witches. And don't forget, this is only for entertainment purposes. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. And it's getting weird out here, so make sure y'all be careful. Be careful. What's up, gang? Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. We are on day 23, y'all. Y'all know how I hate long intros. So if you don't know who this is behind me, this is Alfonso Bellatune Delgado, aka Papa Tunde. So Papa was introduced during Originals Season 1. He's a practitioner of both ancestral magic and sacrificial magic. So he can channel the ancestors, draw power from them, as well as sacrificing creatures like snakes and other things, other living energy sources to basically, you know, empower himself and do bigger and badder spells. So in the supernatural community in New Orleans around 1919, yeah, he was like a boss. He was like an upper level, you know, you feel me? He actually bust in there with his kids and was like, y'all need to make me leader. My boy walked in there and said, make me regent. Y'all ain't standing on business. He said the city is tore up and taken over by monsters, pirates, vampires. Papa Tunde was funny. He always had this I'm better than you type energy. My boy always had a clean suit on. My boy is like, you guys called me to come all the way over here. So yeah, I need to be the leader of the French Quarter. Just Straight like that. His expertise in sacrificial magic allowed him to perform rituals that could enhance his powers by just absorbing the life force of others. He literally became so powerful, even the originals couldn't stop him. I remember Marcel tried to break his neck. He then snapped it back into place and then choked Marcel out. Yeah, he didn't play no games. They was scared of Papa. And if he didn't unalive himself, yeah, he was going to be a problem for them. And he definitely was a threat to the biggest family, the Michelsons. You guys know how they do threats. What I like about Papa Tunde, he was very strategic. He was consolidating power and eliminated threats left and right, including the originals themselves. In 1919, Papa Tunde and his twin sons, Klaus unalived them, y'all. Klaus Michelson, yes. And when I was watching the show, I was so confused because I thought they got brought back to life too. They actually were ghosts. Somehow Papa Tunde brought them back when he came back too. So I was like, how do they bring back all these people? I thought the spell only bring back 4 people, and they made it 6, but they were just ghosts. I didn't know that the whole time. Anybody else know this? I was confused with what they was doing walking around. So when they were unalive, Klaus just saw it as like a bigger picture. Nothing against them, but he needed to eliminate any threat in New Orleans to hold down, his dominance. But however, in 2012, Papa Tunde was resurrected by a witch named Celeste Dubois. So it was him, Astiana, I think her name was, Natalia, and Genevieve. We remember Genevieve. I love the Genevieve storyline. So they used the energy of the harvest to bring Papa Tunde back and those other 3 other powerful witches. They weren't supposed to come back. Those powers were supposed to go to little girls, Davina and her homegirls and them. But y'all know they weren't really homegirls. Them girls hated Davina. Following his resurrection, Papa Tunde utilized his sacrificial magic to unalive Marcel and absorb his magic. Because you need magic to be a vampire, so you have magic in you. So he didn't snatch it away from him like a kid picking up some candy in the supermarket. So basically just enhancing his powers. Then he targeted Rebecca. I know she was a little ditzy. She was easy caught by the enemy, and she was male focused, so easy. This ritual is very lethal, but for original, they just a battery to him. They can't die, so he just kept, drinking them like a juice box. The irony, vampires love to feed on us. Now you got a conjure man feeding on you. I really enjoyed his character. I think he was here too short. So for the coven, he took his little dagger he made, a Tunde blade that held all the powers, sacrificed himself for the coven just to get their lick back. So he had Celeste unalive him, and the rest of his powers went into the blade, and that blade was a blade not to play with. It lasts seasons, stayed alive longer than its creator. I think it even made it to whole Michelson. So Tunde was gone. His sons obviously vanished right after him because they're there based on his link. I never noticed. The show has some stuff on those boys' forehead. Originals would be going too far. They could have had these 2 boys in their suits. They're already twins. It's already eerie enough. Y'all got stuff on their forehead? What? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. How you guys feel about Papa? Y'all like him? Does he remind you of a little bit of Baron Samedi or Papa Legba? I think this guy did an amazing job as the actor as well, because he was really over here pissing me off. And I know if you could make me mad in a TV show or a film, yeah, you're a great performer. And I've never seen him in anything before this. We need a spin-off. We needed so many spin-offs, so many great storylines to develop and just stop. Ugh. 1919 wasn't that long ago. We must have knew Vincent's ancestors. Alright, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll be on day 24. We almost done, y'all. Who else is on this list? You guys have any ideas, any guesses? Let me know in the comments. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween, day 23. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Like, comment, share, post. You already know all that. But more importantly, if you're new here, why did you watch this whole video you didn't follow me? Why? I'm done interacting with non-supporters. So if you want to comment, as long as you're being respectful, go right ahead. But I won't be responding no more. I'm only going to be speaking to my supporters, my community, of course. Yeah, I'm very petty. Very. But everybody else, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for being here. We have a few more days. Let's finish with a bang. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only, allegedly hypothetically speaking. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. It's day 24, and today we have Ketsia. She's not really black, more brown, but black and brown, we still on the same melanin spectrum. And she's of the Bennett bloodline, not to be confused with a Bennett witch. She wasn't a Bennett. It was more probably adjacent. I don't know, like a distant cousin or something. I don't know. The writers didn't do a good job that last season, to be honest. It was very confusing. But thank God I got y'all in the comments. because let's make sense of this today. One of the most powerful legendary witches in this series was Ketsia. Long before Mystical, long before the Saboteurs, long before the Vampire Diaries even started, even before Original, there was Ketsia, a witch with a tragic love story. She fell in love with a man named Silas, only to discover he planned on cheating on her with her, Amara, and they're both doppelganger of Elena and Stefan, but still, that doesn't make any sense. The writers kind of brought that out of nowhere. Honestly, it just didn't make sense to me. We could have just stayed without that doppelganger storyline. Like, what? So that's not Stefan? Is that one of his ancestors? It was just very confusing, guys. Am I the only one that feels like this? So yeah, he tried to use Ketia's magic to literally cheat on her. That's crazy, y'all. Fueled by the heartbreak and the rage, Ketia created the other side, a supernatural purgatory meant to trap supernatural creatures. So boom, Ketia and Silas, they were lovers at some point, right? Ketia made an immortality like potion that they were supposed to drink together so they could live forever, eternal love, blah, 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 blah. But before the ritual, Silas fell in love with Amara, and Amara happened to be Ketia's handmaiden. And I really don't know what Ketia was, because she wasn't a queen. She gave queen energy, but that was never mentioned. But was she more of like a high priest, y'all? No, like, who were you, Ketia, to have a handmaiden? Not knocking her, I'm just confused how it fits into the story. This whole season was kind of all over the place. So basically, Amara was the side chick that turned to main chick, and Ketia like, what did I miss? What happened? Silas stole the elixir, gave it to Amara so they could be together forever. Literally just stole Ketia's whole plan. Betrayal, the hurt, the buffoonery sent Ketia right up a wall. And to this day, pissing off a witch is not the best thing for you, friend. So in revenge, Ketia unalived Amara, or so she thought, and locked Silas away with the potion. Like the cure of the immortality. I don't even know what I just said. Immortality. What? But all that still wasn't enough for Ketia. She made sure she made that purgatory, but it was mainly meant to keep Silas and Amara from each other, because Amara was just human. It wasn't supernatural at all. Centuries later, long story long, Amara never died. She became the anchor to the other side. All the creatures, entities passed through her. Very, very painful. You see, Bonnie went through it when she became the other side, or I mean the anchor. It was very painful. Ketia made that girl suffer for eternity. Poor Amara. But Amara was kind of like a hoe. Why? Because Amara, why you gonna go say, the only thing I did wrong was fall in love? You knew that man was dating your ball. Amara, shut your ass up. Don't be getting up here crying. She made me mad with that one, y'all. She knew what she was doing. To be all sweet. Oh my God. Amara and Elena had those two things in common. Get out of here. I love me some Catherine. So basically, Ketia wanted Amara to feel every ounce of pain, then more. Ketia like, wait a minute. You was trying to steal my man and take him for eternity and ruin my life. Wait, what? Nah. My spell, my elixir, my potion? Nah. So here's where I get confused, y'all. Ketia was alive 2,000 years before this all started. Ketia unalived herself, right? After she did all that stuff to Amara and Silas. Then she brought herself back to life during this time. So how was she part of their bloodline? I guess technically she could have a sister or brother and they could have lived on, had kids, and they could be distant cousins or relatives. I don't know. The writers were trash. They clearly switched writers at some point. Cause what? Like the whole doppelganger storyline, what? And not for nothing, most of the Bennett line was black women. So to pick a Middle Eastern or Indian, I'm not sure exactly what she is. I do know she's brown, but to pick that, it was kind of random. At least make sense out of it. Makes sense of how they become all like, African American or indigenous to Mystic Fall lands type of people. Yeah, they was indigenous. That's how the show tried to portray them. Indigenous black people. Don't get in the comments yelling at me and arguing with me. Was not a Bennett witch. She was of the Bennett bloodline. Y'all remember at the end when Bonnie's grandmother and all her other ancestors came back to help her at the end do the spell with the hellfire? Yeah, Ketia was not there, even though she was dead. And Ketia did not really care about Bonnie, how like her ancestors cared. So yeah, she probably started everything off and was probably the most powerful witch in their bloodline. But yeah, no, this didn't make sense. The Ketia storyline was cool. Could I have went without it? Yeah, it was kind of how they thrown together legacies and had CGI, dinosaur, dragon, pony. What are those called? Pegasus or whatever? Yeah, it just really confused me. If it tied all together from like season 1 to now, yeah, there were just so many cracks. Now you want me to believe Lena been reincarnated, not reincarnated, but just been a doppelganger and cursed to come back over and over again. But my thing was that Amara was alive. She was the other side. She was just a statue, right? Y'all, it didn't make no sense. All right, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Probably shouldn't even give her a part on this list. She was very powerful. I love her. I love the whole lick back storyline and the whole revenge thing. Magic was completely different from the Bennetts, but it was just confusing. Writer to writer, I didn't get a lot of it. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That save, comment, repost, all that. And more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Why would you watch this whole video and enjoy it? Enjoy me as a content creator and not even think about following? Yeah, I caught you. You didn't think about it until I just brought it up. Bye, y'all. See y'all in the next video. And as always, don't know if I said this yet. This is for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Welcome to day 25 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today we're going to be talking about Rebecca from Hocus Pocus, played by Whitney Peak, a modern-day Salem teenager who's all about astrology, crystals, and just celebrating her friend's birthday with Izzy, of course. But she doesn't know that her little ritual in the woods is like actually the beginning of her awakening. The original Sanderson sisters, Winfred, Sarah, and Mary, first Salem centuries ago. But when Becca lights a new black flame candle, something ancient stirs again. If you haven't seen Hocus Pocus 1, here's the thing. This candle isn't any ordinary candle. So when Becca lights it, she isn't just reviving the Sanderson sisters. She's unlocking her own powers. Throughout the movie, Becca starts noticing her powers growing. From creating protective energy circles to controlling bursts of light with her hands. When the Sanderson sisters realize she's not a regular girl, they on. They straight up call her witch. They already know. But her magic is different. It's more balanced, rooted in more light, rather than chaos like the Sanderson sisters. Becca represents the next generation of Salem witches. A bloodline that might have been hidden, forgotten, or even cursed to stay asleep until the right moment. And that moment was her 16th birthday. By the end, Becca doesn't destroy the Sanderson sisters. She gives Winfred what she always wanted. A choice, a moment of peace, act of compassion, show truly who witches are. Power guided by love and balance. Becca isn't just a new face of Salem. She's proof that witchcraft evolves from vengeance to healing. And she carries the legacy of all the women that came before her. You know, the ones that were misunderstood, hunted, burned, simply for just having a gift, you know? I feel like Becca was standing on business. Also showed the power of friendship, camaraderie. Is that the word? She thought she was the only one. They'll sis in the middle, told them to hold hands and get together. And Winfred was nothing without her sisters. This was an okay sequel. I feel like they could have did better, especially after this long. I feel like the script was almost rushed. But it wasn't bad. So shout out to everybody in Hocus Pocus 2. I be forgetting sometimes. These are for 12 and up. So it's probably interesting to like a kid. But I just feel like the story could have been developed a little bit more for each person's lore. Like Becca's powers, who in her family, where does it come from? Even though I know she's from Salem. Or maybe y'all know. Let me know in the comments. I haven't watched it since it came out, but definitely Becca earns a spot on this list. She's number 25. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. You know, repost, save, comment, you know all that already. But more importantly, follow me. I see you watch this whole video and you enjoyed it, and you're about to go watch the rest of the video that's in the playlist attached right below. But you didn't follow me? That's crazy. Alright, I love all y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, this for entertainment purposes, allegedly hypothetically speaking. I'll see y'all in the next video. Oh, if you're wondering what happened to my lip, I fell off a stage tonight, y'all. Yeah, I got in a fight with a stage, and the stage won. I'll tell y'all that story time later. Alright, bye. Love y'all. It's still witch season, so welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. For witch number 26, we got Ayanna Bennett from the Vampire Diaries. Ayanna was a powerful witch and a healer from the very early on days of Mystic Falls, long before it became actual Mystic Falls. She was close friends and a mentor to the Michelson's mother, Esther Michelson. And y'all know all about her. She's actually in the series too, but when she was Lenore, not Esther. Technically, when she was Lenore, she was a black witch, so she deserved a spot. So Ayanna is probably the only reason the Michelson's mother had a connection to the Bennett witch power line. Cause y'all remember when the ancestors on the other side, how they was helping her? That was crazy. I'm like, well, how are they connected to her? Because it makes sense for Bonnie. They connected based on the bloodline. How are they connected to Esther? Anyways, so the whole time when we was watching the show, we thought Ayanna was the original witch who created this spell the whole time. And it really was Esther who was the original witch. Basically of the original family, not like the first witch ever. Unlike Esther, Ayanna refused to use dark magic or create vampires and dark creatures. She wasn't into that. Witches like Ayanna is all about balance. And what she wanted to create was freaks of nature. She was like, I'm not helping you create abominations, basically. But y'all saw how that went. Esther did it anyway. She warned Esther, turning your family immortal would bring death, despair, all kind of nonsense to you. She literally was using her foresight to warn her, but Esther never heed that warning. So Esther used that forbidden magic to turn them children into the vampires, the original vampires. But my thing, Esther turned them into vampires, right? From protection from the wolves, because she lost her first son, Hendrik, right? Allegedly that was her first child, but we know how Esther be lying. She really had a daughter that was her actual first child. But here's what's throwing me off, y'all. So she built a spell to turn her children into monsters to protect them from wolves. But she was sleeping with a wolf on the low. She was hunching. She was. Klaus' daddy. So I'm confused. What are we talking about? To add insult to injury, when she came back during originals, she brought Klaus' daddy back too. And Klaus had to unalive his own daddy. So where was this concern for the wolves? Because I might be mistaken. But how I remember, your son was being nosy during the full moon. And he ran up on them wolves, not minding his business. He got caught trying to be nosy. I don't feel like they purposely did it. So what part did she go meet a wolf? I'm confused, y'all. Esther had too many lives, too many boyfriends, too many storylines. Y'all know the phrase, someone lives so many lives? Yes, Esther, she lived many lives. So Ayanna, she practiced ancestral magic. And we see a lot of flashbacks of her. She mostly resides in the spirit realm. When they're talking about the Bennett witches on the other side, it's usually her running the game. Actually, that would make sense. Esther and her linked up in the afterlife. Esther never died. Well, at that moment, she just preserved herself, right? So why did Ayanna, even though she's on the other side, after this lady went and made this spell, turned her kids, why were you helping her? I don't know. I'm looking at Ayanna a certain way because very much the people in this show had bad choices. Almost everybody. So even after her death, she very much was involved because her spiritual lineage connects her to Bonnie and other witches. I remember Klaus saying, remember when they hit all his coffin, basically was Ayanna, and he said basically there's thousands of Bennett still around. And he's like, there's only hundreds of Bennett witches that's on the other side, the ancestors, the spirits. So he's like, how about I just pick them off one by one so y'all can all be together? Klaus was sick. So why Ayanna and whoever else, the other Bennett witches on the other side, reveal the coffins to him? That was crazy. I'm like, what if he was bluffing? Knowing Klaus probably wasn't bluffing. All Ayanna wanted was natural balance. Witches are supposed to keep the balance of nature. But when everybody was throwing it out of whack, she was just trying her best to keep it right. So she does come back in season 8 to help Bonnie with the Hellfire, right? Yeah, all the Bennett witches came back. Grandma Sheila's over here. Patrice Bennett, where she plays Roz in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And she's the lead in Gen X. She always plays supernatural roles. She's fire. She knows what she's doing when it comes to these roles. As well as our girl Lucy, y'all. We didn't see Lucy since she betrayed Catherine. But the crazy part is, this is why I hated this season. Because it's thrown together. Because when did Lucy die? Y'all could at least explain that to us. Showed us some type of way. Or just killed her on the end of that episode with Catherine. Y'all bring Lucy back as a spirit. Like what? What happened to storyline? Yeah, this season was definitely rushed and thrown together. We must have all wanted to get out there. Cast, crew, talent, everybody involved. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, y'all already know all that. But more importantly, why would you watch my whole video and not even think about following me? You not trying to support a black creator? Come on now. I love all y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got my hair done for y'all. Look at y'all, see? New video, new hair. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Let me know in the comments what y'all think of Ayanna. Did I miss some part of her lore? How was she related to Ketsia? And who are the rest of these immediate girls standing behind Bonnie? I recognize any of these other witches in this scene? Before there was Dumbledore, before there was even a Hogwarts, there was Quizmaster. And if you don't pass this test, you will not be keeping your powers. Welcome back to 31 Days of Black Witches of Halloween. We are on the 27th witch, Quizmaster, played by Alameen Ballard, the one witch that made Sabrina the Teenage Witch life magically miserable. So Sabrina the Teenage Witch was out around the late 90s. Quizmaster was assigned by the Witches' Council to guide Sabrina throughout all her magical tests. But he wasn't just your typical mentor, he was more like a trickster. He had a sharp humor, very interesting fashion style, was always bright, colorful. I kind of liked it though. Representation-wise, definitely was fly. There's a lot of looks that only he could have pulled off. And he also had a heart of gold. While the other witches showed up in cloaks and incantations, Quizmaster brought something else, style. He was one of the very few witches out in the series that was black, and then in general on like TV shows during that time. We had a few movies during that time, but I don't really recall any like black witches on like the TV shows. Well, Alameen really did his big one with this, and he's still acting, performing today. He has a wife, beautiful kids, doing well for himself. Not to mention he brought the comedy. Come on, how you bring the style, the comedy, and my boy program was very strict. He ran a very strict program, y'all. Some of y'all probably don't remember. This is just nostalgia to me. Bring me right back to my childhood. Lessons was always tough, but always meaningful. Sabrina would be learning about honesty with her lying ass, consequences, self-control. Y'all forget, Sabrina was wild. She was very toxic. This new Sabrina from the Chilling series, I feel like she's way more well-behaved than the Sabrina I grew up watching. Her and Harvey was outside, just being grown and fast. Quizmaster reminded all of us that magic isn't about showing off your power. It's about when not to use it. Tested Sabrina's patience, her morality, and her confidence, making him one of the most important figures in Sabrina's journey. He was definitely like a father figure to her, because Hilda and Zilda wasn't teaching none of that. They had no control over that girl. It was too soft on her. She needed BTA, belt to ass, and that's what Quizmaster provided. Verbally, obviously, and mentally. So Sabrina may have passed, but it was only because of him. She definitely would have failed any other way. With any of those other teachers and Quizmasters? No. And why do we call him Quizmaster the whole show? If his name is Quizmaster Albert, why not just call him Albert or Al? Because everybody is a Quizmaster that's in his field. They even have a head Quizmaster. Y'all remember the show? I remember Sabrina, Quizmaster? Let me know in the comments. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you guys want to see the full playlist and all the other days, it will be attaching a playlist right below, right here. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like. Y'all already know the deal. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, truly. If you guys wasn't here, I'm nothing. I'm not a content creator. But why you follow me? You watched this whole video, you enjoyed it, you enjoyed me, but you ain't follow me? Huh. I love all y'all. I appreciate it. Don't forget to check out. I have 2 channels on the tube, and I'm streaming every day. So hop in the chat, come say what's up. And as always, this is just for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. All right, I'm gonna call y'all back later. Bye. Witch season's almost over, but we got a few more days. And this is Celeste Dubois from the original series. And welcome back. This is day 27 of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. So let me tell y'all about a witch who believed in getting her lick back so much and so deeply believed in revenge, she literally brought herself back from the dead just to finish the job. Yup, Celeste Dubois. Well, she looked like this first. Celeste Dubois was a powerful, legendary witch in New Orleans, long before the Michelson even made the city theirs. She was part of the original community of witches before they took over. And she was actually in love with Elijah. How y'all felt about this relationship? Because at some points I loved it, at other points I just hated it. It was very toxic, but intoxicating at the same time. Y'all know what I mean. But Celeste knew anywhere the originals went, they would bring chaos. So during the 1800s, Celeste was unalived in one of the witch purges when the witches and the vampires were at war. Elijah grieved deeply. He was very upset. He loved her too. He never forgot her love, but he believed she was gone. But Celeste wasn't done. Before her death, she performed spirit transference, meaning her soul never moved on. She just hopped inside the right body at the right time. She lived hidden amongst her descendants, watching, studying, waiting. And when the Michaelsons returned, in present day, Celeste said, oh, perfect timing to spin the block. She believed Elijah turned his back on the witches for his family of all people. And he knew what kind of people they were. So she like, are you sure you wanna play with me? So Celeste said, bet, I'm about to tear your family apart. Literally. Celeste orchestrated the harvest, which is one of the biggest power plays of the whole series, I feel like. Manipulated key elements and events in New Orleans, resurrected some old powerful enemies, and forced the Michaelsons to confront every one of those people they wronged, since they caused pain over all these centuries. She didn't fight with brute force type magic. She fought with strategy, ancient knowledge. Celeste's downfall, she was eventually exposed and trapped. But even in her defeat, she made her point very clear. You cannot save this family, Elijah. You are trying to cure a curse that was born in blood. And honestly, was she wrong? I don't think so. So that's Celeste Dubois, the witch who mastered rebirth, outplanned immortals, and made grief into strategy. A lover, a revolutionary, and one of the most calculated witches just in the original's universe. Just a beautiful, strong black woman. So shout out to Celeste. Like I said, she made one of the biggest power plays and biggest lick back. Literally, her weapon that her and Papa Tunde made, the Tunde blade, it literally went over to Legacy. One of the most powerful weapons within Vampire Diaries originals and Legacies. And it wouldn't have happened without Celeste. If she wasn't in love with Elijah, she would have won. What y'all think about her? Y'all like Celeste? What y'all think about her relationship with Elijah? Very interesting dynamic character. Toxic love story. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. And if you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. You know, repose, save, comment, like. You already know that part. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. But why would you watch this whole video? Enjoy my content. Enjoy me, but not press follow. You about to do it now, only that I brought it up. Why we gotta remind y'all? I love y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for the continued support. More content coming. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll see y'all for day 29. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Today is day 29. And listen, in the Vampire Diaries, magic always comes at a cost. And no family paid that more than the Jonas family. A father, a daughter, and a son. All witches, all loyal, all very powerful, and all destroyed once they stepped into this Salvatore world. The names were Jonas Martin, Luca Martin behind me, and Greta Martin. They all come from powerful African-American witch lineage. But when Klaus, the original hybrid, began hunting for witches to break his curse, the entire family was forced into Mystic Falls. So they came all the way from Louisiana to deal with this nonsense. Klaus needed a creature from all the races. He needed a witch, a doppelganger, a werewolf, and a vampire, just to break his curse. But they believed they could stop it and keep Klaus from rising. Klaus was trying to become the final boss at that point. Greta, the daughter, she already betrayed her family. She disappeared before the family even arrived in Mystic Falls. They thought she was kidnapped. She left willingly to help Klaus for some odd reason. I don't know, what y'all think? They was dating or something? They had something going on? Because Greta didn't seem to be controlled or forced. I don't know. More persuaded, more charmed maybe? Greta believed Klaus was the future. She even called him the evolution of nature's design. So she became his personal witch, helping him orchestrate his sacrificial ritual. Lena's aunt Jenna got turned into a vampire just to be unalive in the ritual, but she was literally a vampire for 5 minutes. Ridiculous. Just pissed me off. Cause I like Jenna. How y'all gonna unalive her character like that? I felt like she could have went a different way. I don't know. And did we see Jenna on the other side? I feel like we seen everybody. I don't remember her, but let me know in the comments if y'all know. But Greta didn't hesitate. She didn't cry. She believed it was destiny. Greta used channeling, ritual magic. He was invoking spirits, and she used a lot of dark witchcraft. But she was eventually unalived by Damon. Now Luca, he was way different from his sister. Gentle, kind, fan favorite. I mean, of all his whole family. Definitely think the fans and everybody, we liked him better, right? He didn't want power. He wanted peace. He found trust, friendship, and even first love energy with Bonnie Bennett, our favorite. He helped her learn spirit channeling, elemental control, and how to connect to her ancestors. They had chemistry, real chemistry, if you know what I mean. But it was never allowed to grow because Luca was part of a mission as well, to stop Klaus, the opposite from his sister. Mind you, he didn't even know his sister working with Klaus. But ain't that crazy? So Jonas used Luca in a dangerous channeling spell to try to unalive Klaus. While Luke's spirit materialized in Klaus's presence, Damon set him up on fire. burned alive in front of his own daddy. Now Jonas, he was a doctor and a very devoted witch to collect grimoires and all that. He knew a lot. Very, very powerful man. And they came from Louisiana. Look at all the connections, y'all see? He didn't care about covens, war, or glory. He cared about those kids. He cared about his children. So now he worked hand in hand with Elijah Michelson. When Luca died, his grief turned to rage. He wanted to get everybody. I mean, Elena, Bonnie, Caroline, Stefan, Damon, anybody who wanted it, he had it for them. He wasn't playing no game. But Bonnie stopped him without malice or anger. She let him see. Luca didn't just die for Bonnie, for her. He died because of Klaus. Anything Klaus was around, he corrupts. Anything he touches. Jonas was heartbroken, not evil. With his last breath, he restored Bonnie's magic. I think he gave her like powers beyond she had before. But he died making sure Bonnie would survive. The Jonas family shows one truth. Witches in this universe always is the first line of defense and first sacrifice. Their loyalty got them unalived, all three of them, and their deaths changed Bonnie's entire path and the entire arrangement of the show. They set it off. They set up a chain of events. So their part in the show is very monumental. It changed a lot of stuff within the main group. I wish it was around a little longer, but you know how that goes. I just feel like we need a spin-off. I know I always say that, but Netflix, we got enough storyline to give Bonnie a spin-off. Have her move into a new city, maybe New Orleans, run into the families of the Jonas. I don't know, we have a lot. Let's have her leave Mystic Falls, just for copyright reasons. I know y'all don't want to get sued. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Of course, y'all know that's repost, save, comment, like, all that. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Why would you watch this whole video and like it, enjoy me, but then press follow? Why? Dang. Do y'all hate me? I be seeing y'all viewing. As always, this is only for entertainment purposes, allegedly hypothetically speaking. I'll catch y'all in the last 2 days, and don't miss them, they're gonna be bangers. Welcome back, gang, to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. This is day 30, we're almost there. So I was saving this one for today. Today we honor the Wicked City Coven and the Black Witches of Atlanta. Wicked City, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch. It's a supernatural series focused around black witches in Atlanta, of course. The story begins with the girl in the middle, Domino Day, a girl who didn't choose magic at all. The magic chose her, but inside her lives an ancient power, something way different than the other girls. It's from her bloodline, a woman who made a pact generations ago that never was completed. The power Domino inherits is not controlled. It's very dangerous. It's haunting, but something's beautiful about it. And this danger is what really brings the coven together, to be honest. Season 1, we have Tabitha. She's a seer. She has vision, dream, clairvoyance. She sees what's coming. She's kind of like the navigator. Mona, the healer, root worker, herbs, cleansing, emotional grounding. She was like the heart of the coven. Charisse was a protector. Charisse didn't play no game. She had ward, banishment, boundary magic, attack magic. Charisse definitely got active. She was like the group shield. Claudette, the shadow witch. She forces growth and self-reckoning. While these young women are practicing magic, they also have to deal with life. So love is involved, breakup, job, friendship, self-identity, everything all of us go through. They don't always agree. They don't always get along. They're learning, failing, and then trying again. This is magic as real life. Season 2, Domino arrives in Atlanta. Hey, talented, emotional, powerful, but still untrained. Domino starts experiencing visions, blackout, surge magic, and a voice inside her that isn't hers. That's her ancestor inside, the matriarch, who passed down that power through the blood. But Domino, she doesn't know if she's being guided, possessed, or prepared. Shit, I might have thought she might have been secretly evil this whole show. Deep down, the coven takes her in because they recognize what she carries. But here's the conflict, y'all. The more Domino power awakens, the more dangerous she becomes, even to the coven. And Tabitha, she sees a future. Domino either becomes a great protector or a threat to the world that nobody's ready for. In season 3, the story deepened. The coven's sisterhood was tested. Domino just trying to figure out what the ancestors want. Ancestors want completion of old work that she doesn't quite understand. And technically it had nothing to do with her. I guess it does now. That's literally what we do today. Get our lick back for our ancestors. So it makes sense. So boom, y'all, the coven begins to fear her. Fear Domino. Like, if they keep helping her, it may awaken something beyond out of their control. In this show, love gets complicated. Friendship strained. People choose sides. And they switch up on you. The line between who Domino is and who her ancestors want her to be starts to blur. Meanwhile, other witches, spirits, and magical forces in the city of Atlanta feel Domino waking up. Season 3 is all about identity, lineage, power ethic, legacy, and who you become when history calls your name. Is Domino like inheriting powers or becoming the ancestors reborn? And same for us. Interesting, because we basically could be reincarnation of our ancestors, just like a 2.0. It's a little better. So Domino's coven basically have to figure out, do they save her, complete the ritual with her, stop her? And I don't know. This is where the show shine. Black spirituality, ancestral memory. This isn't witchcraft for aesthetics. This is magic in your bloodline, your responsibility to know. Wicked City was definitely almost canceled, but the audience is keeping it up. Good for y'all. Yes, black people. Because honestly, a great black show like this, the big companies, you guys want to put into this more. They have a huge fan base. The girls are phenomenal actresses. They get better and better each season. And representation matters. I'm sorry, I don't think it's possible for white witches to do root work. It just don't sit right with my spirit. I don't know. So let's pray they get a season 4. If you haven't checked this out, go check out Wicked City. I think there's a character we can all relate to. You will literally see yourself in this series. Now that I did this video, I might go back and watch from season 1. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Day 30. We got one more day. Who you think the witch might be? Let me know in the comments who you think it might be. What you think about this show? Have you seen it before? If you haven't, you gotta check it out. Shout out to the whole team, everybody involved. These were great girls. And I think they did their big one. If you guys need a conjurman, a warlock, a shaman for season 4, let me know. I'm available. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Y'all know, repost, save, like, comment 5 words or more so the algorithm doesn't push me. But more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. But why you sat here and watched this whole video and you didn't even think about following me? Why I got to bring it up? I'm not up here for myself. I'm up here to deliver great content for you guys. But y'all not following, make it make sense. I love all y'all. I appreciate y'all. As usual, this is only for entertainment purposes, allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll catch y'all in the last day. Day 31. Happy Halloween. Welcome back to 31 Black Witches of Halloween. It is day 31. We are on our final witch. Tonight, he's not your typical conjure woman, hoodoo practitioner, doesn't use spell books, nor does she use cauldron. She's a spirit. Day 31, we're going to be discussing Beloved. Just kidding, y'all. But happy Halloween. So this one truly scared me as a kid. Had me shook. Actually, I shouldn't have probably been watching it as a kid, but my family's just into this kind of, let's just say this kind of stuff. Beloved is Toni Morrison's masterpiece, a story rooted in the haunting of Margaret Garner, a slave woman who escaped to the north. But when slave hunter came back to take her children, he chose instead of re-enslavement. Baby girl died, but her story did not. Because trauma doesn't stay buried and grief never stays silent, ancestors will never let themselves be forgotten. So if you haven't seen Beloved, it's about 2 hours and 50 minutes, almost 3 hours, very long, but worth it. Like I said, Beloved's mother unalived her so Beloved could escape enslavement. Actually, her plan was for all 3 of them to go. Beloved, the mother Setha, as well as Denver. Also, she had 2 brothers as well. Not sure what happened to them in the story. I know they left when things started getting weird, but yeah, they didn't have a huge part. I don't know what the writers had going on with that, but yeah. So now years pass by. The whole town basically ostracized the mother because what she did to Beloved. But they kind of stay away from her and she lives in a haunted house. Years later, Beloved returned in the form of a young, beautiful girl, soft-spoken, very needy, warm, very childlike at first. At first, like I said. The longer she stays, the more powerful she becomes. Like she literally came there to not be able to speak. But why she was so off, why she wasn't able to speak, is the ancestor or herself, self-necromancy. You know it's done. She put herself back in her old body. Her mother actually the throat of that body, but she couldn't speak well. So it sounded like frogs coming out of her throat. Honestly, Tawny Noonan did her big one with this whole role. Everybody, and Kimberly being Denver, even Oprah. Today, I'm gonna separate art from artists. So even though we got issues with Oprah, what she got going on and been doing, we're just gonna talk about the movie. So Beloved wasn't a ghost. Mother didn't even know she was her daughter for a while. She was taking care for her. When she did find out this was Beloved, she went all in, obsessed with her. Beloved actually pressed her. Like, why'd you do this to me? Why'd you leave me? When her mom didn't have the proper answers, she like, where the sweets at? I need a sweet. I need a piece of candy or something. Like it was a cig or something. And then she flipped, tore that house up. Was damn near about to put her hands on Denver and her mama. She was getting besides herself for sure in that house. But y'all know, the spirits, the ancestors, they like candy. She was considered a haint at that time. So yeah, she was the spirit of Beloved, but came back very different. There's a lot of hoodoo culture in this movie. You gotta pay attention. Very, very spiritual movie, but a little bit scary if you're not used to stuff like this. So it seemed like Beloved was feeding on their energy, feeding on their guilt, their horror, their love, their pain, trauma, everything. Beloved was a reminder. Ancestral wounds don't just die, they echo. There was a lot going on in this movie. It showed you black magic just isn't spells. That powerful scene when all the women from the neighborhood came to her house and prayed, they chanted, they sang, because Beloved was ruining her life. And what happened? Beloved got up out of there. She disappeared, screaming and hollering. But her mother wanted her so bad. Lily threw herself into depression. She had to fall back to Paulie D. Poor Paulie D. He showed up, he didn't know what was going on, but he found out the hard way. Beloved was trying to be nasty with him. Like, come on, it's your mama's man. You ain't never been with a man your day in your life. He really was out to get her mama for sure. By the way, DJ Paulie D, is he named after this man? Where does the name come from? It's not a random day. Yeah, but Paulie D first, when he got to the house, he got the spirit out of the Haint spirit. But baby, some way, somehow, the spirit of Beloved came right back. Lick back spirit. Baby Suge, what was going on? I feel like Baby Suge was powerless, but then powerful at the same time. This movie was amazing. Had a lot of black spiritual references, hoodoo, slave. Y'all, when that lady's sons or grandson grape set them and drank her milk, that just made me so mad. Like, you weirdo. That was really some dark people. Go on with slavery and to do those heinous things behind people. It's just crazy to me. If you haven't seen it, it's a must watch. And this concludes 31 Days of Black Witches. I see I dressed up for y'all today. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Days of Black Witches. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. And I'll repost, save, comment, like, put my notifications on. Because for some reason, I'm like shadow banned. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I just post every day to mind my business, y'all. Oh yeah, if you're new here, come here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. The rest of the series, I'm gonna make sure it's right below here. So you can click right there. The playlist will be attached to the other 30 days. My question for you, why you didn't follow me yet? I got dressed for y'all, got my hair done for y'all, gave y'all 31 days of great content. Why you didn't follow me and you don't care to support? I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. And happy Halloween. Welcome to the last day of 31 Black Witches of Halloween. So I have a bonus witch for you guys. Althea from Wicked. The witch was never actually wicked and more of just misunderstood. So the world called her the Wicked Witch of the West. Althea was born to great power. She was born different, completely green, ostracized from the beginning of the film. Sound familiar? A black coded narrative wrapped in fantasy. I love it. From the beginning of the movie, society decided that she was just wrong. Her parents was wrong. Her magic was wrong. Her voice was very loud. She was damn near taken care of by a bear because her father wanted nothing to do with her. I don't know what was going on with her mom. I know the mother passed away at some point, but dang, you don't want your little baby in the house? See, y'all, I'm not into musicals, but they went off on this. They went crazy with the vocal. Cynthia, chef's kiss. She really went crazy. And to still be able to match Ariana's pitch and tone. Cynthia, you're a beast. Where's she from, the UK? Could we adopt her? Could we switch her out for like somebody like Trump or something? I mean, we have a few Americans. Let's switch one of them out, for sure. Alphaba was punished just basically based on who she was. The girl had telekinesis. She could move objects with her mind and her will, which she did a lot during the film. Self-taught spellcraft, intuition magic. She was never relying on the institutions how everybody was, including Galinda. Yeah, they said my girl name was never Glinda. She changed. It was Galinda. She has a power of flight, which she gets at the end of the movie with her broom. She has a moral compass, actually. Moral vision. Unlike everybody else, trying to fight corruption, exploitation, and deception. Not to mention, standing up for animals and animal rights. All these people are trying to take away the animals' voices so they won't be able to talk anymore. Sounds very familiar. Very familiar to our world. Even in the Bible, we used to communicate with animals back in the day. But hey, I ain't gonna get into all that today. Alphaba's resilience was her greatest power. She never breaks. Even when the world tries to break her or tries to erase her. Magic is raw, unfiltered, and untamed. Most powerful one in the whole series. But what exactly made her wicked? She spoke the truth in a world built on lies, exposed government abuse, propaganda, silencing of the powerless. Like, that's crazy. How they gonna take the GOAT professor right out of his classroom in front of all the students, grab him by his antlers and everything? Like, that was wild. So they basically lied on Elphaba's name. Try to rebrand my girl. I know the story didn't add up. Elphaba was never wicked. This is what happens when a woman realizes her power and refuses to shrink herself. Tonight we honor the misunderstood witch. One who was never wicked, who just painted that way. Elphaba is actually a symbol of women's fears in society. If they're powerful, if they're outspoken, if they're gifted, or just unapologetically different. Her story is literally resistance and resilience wrapped in a melody, rebellion written in spellcraft, and a reminder to the world that they can't just call you wicked just because you refuse to break. This story isn't about evil. This story is about narrative control. For centuries and centuries, they've been switching up our stories and not telling them how it really happened, how we know them to happen. The strongest witches are always lied on. Cynthia did her big one in this role. I done seen every little girl, white, black, green, purple, dressed and looked just like her. Amazing actress, amazing performer. People was intimidated. She was the strongest one in Oz, including her daddy. Not sure how her sister really plays a role. I know there's a second one's about to come out. Maybe she got something else going on, but I was just confused. Representation matters. My girl had dolls sold out everywhere. And then on top of it, to be the lead, one of the biggest movies and films in history, is crazy. My only issue, y'all didn't pay Cynthia how she was supposed to be paid. And I don't like that. Ariana made $15 million, while it was reported that Cynthia made $1 million. What? $1 million for this huge iconic role. Don't piss me off. This is why I can't stand Hollywood sometimes. Y'all disrespectfully give this lady $1 million. She can't even live off that. While she had a bigger role than Ariana, and Ariana gets $15 million. This girl has to sit in the chair every day and go in hair and makeup and get this green aesthetic, which probably is 5 to 8 hours a day, if you know movie and television. Not to mention, my good sis is a black woman, so she had the micro braids in. And if you know, growing up, the girls that were getting their micros done, unless you had 2 Africans in your head, shit, that could take about 8 hours as well. Jeff, the wizard, made $2 million. How, Sway? Michelle also made $2 million. She was like the head professor, sorceress, whatever. She was literally written into the film. It wasn't in the original. So how y'all gonna create a character and then give her more money? And the star, oh y'all doing some nasty work, some dirty. Yeah, Elphaba's sister, all of them, the little munchkin. Everybody made about close. They made about, 450, 500,000. That's way too close to the star. I'm sorry. It's to do way more filming. It's to be a set way earlier. We stayed later. No. So we'll see what happens in number 2. But Galinda, you really a op. You started the movie saying that, oh, she's dead, the witch is dead, but they ain't gonna say that was your friend. And I didn't see where the falling out happened. I seen Elphaba being a real friend, a down-ass friend at that. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, because this movie kind of pissed me off, but it was good. I'm Cube of Lore. This is 31 Black Witches of Halloween. Bonus witch. This is the last of this series. We're gonna continue on, but in a whole different playlist. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom. Repost, save, comment, like, y'all already know. And put my notifications on, because I'm shadow banned for some reason. I don't do anything, y'all. And more importantly, if you're new here, come here. Why would you watch this whole video and not think about following me? Follow and subscribe. Go ahead. And how am I supposed to grow as a creator? Love all y'all. I appreciate you. I'll attach all the other witches in the playlist. It'll be right below this video. You guys can watch all the previous days before this. For some reason, my content's not getting pushed. I know y'all gonna see it well after Halloween season. All right, I'll call y'all back later. And as always, it's only for entertainment purposes. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I'll see y'all in the comments. My supporters. The rest of y'all ain't following, I ain't responding. Hey.